Hello, everyone. We are here for another special. A big mecha, but not huge. To this one's going to be a little bit different. We do have 4 people on today's episode, and we are actually going to be splitting this into 2 episodes. Reason being, obviously, this is going to be our special for this evening, but we also want to make sure that we're talking about Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux. And our special guest here today, I'm pretty sure has not watched it. Oh. So we're going to record the G-Quux stuff after we finish talking about our main event.
That makes sense.
Me, I'm the person who didn't watch it.
Failure. You are a fail. I am disappointed in you as a person, as a human being.
G-Quux is actually a good way to join the Gundam fandom.
No, it is not.
In a new...
No, it is not. This is an awful jump on point. You will have no idea what any of the references are.
Shut up. Why are you even here?
It is a bad jump on point. I just love the designs. I love the design.
So look up the model kits.
Paul.
The model kits are great.
Alright, but before we go on to any further tirades, let me introduce everybody. First, we have our special guest. Say hello, David.
Hello, David. It's me.
We have our main co-host, Will. Say hello, Will.
Hello.
And we also have this fuckwit named Paul. Say hello, fuckwit.
Such a violent proceeding.
I will not respond to that. I am.
You just
I
did.
am your fellow. I am his fellow co-host, Paul, the elegant gentleman.
Sounds a lot like.
You're a guest
sounds a lot
host
like
for
assistant
now.
to the regional manager, but you know.
Elegant.
What?
Like falling down the stairs.
Anyways, so guys, before we go into our main event, have you done anything Mecha recently?
Not really, unless you include controlling a Frenchman in Nightmare Zone. No, not really.
What the hell does that even mean? Oh, are you finally playing Expedition 33?
Yeah, finally, yeah.
Yes, but we won't talk about that here. We'll talk about it later.
No, that's actually incredibly incorrect. I've been playing a lot of Repo too.
The game where you take back.
All right, we're gonna strike that from the record. So just remember to edit that post.
What does it have to do with robots?
Listen. Fuck you. I'm a little robot guy, and I shoot an old man in the face with a shotgun.
Okay, that's
never mind.
Pretty
we will
sweet.
no longer strike that.
You're part of the robot uprising. I like
Future
that.
Sean, do not erase.
Or another thing that I did was I put him to sleep with a tranquilizer gun and I threw him in a hole and I watched him die.
Wow.
Now you're talking Transformers.
Exactly.
Is that...
Take that, Kelsey Grammer.
Wow, I like how that was the low point for you.
Paul, what about you? Have you done anything mecha related in the past week?
Yeah. I binged. I've been some old mecha movie. I watched it twice. There is no beating the uselessness and pointlessness of watching Robot Jocks. It is...
Motherfucker, I'm watching that again soon.
I watched it the other day, and I loved it. I loved how bad it was.
The movie's so good.
I literally preferenced it to saying, it is like watching Pacific Rim if Pacific Rim was made by the same team that made Toxic Crusader.
Oh, it's Trauma Rim.
Give a shit about what's going on. It is a Trauma Pacific Rim, which is amazing.
Well,
so horrible, it's
trauma-like. It's trauma-like. It's not
No.
trauma.
Trauma-like.
Let's just say that Robot Jocks is basically one of those movies where it's made by people who did like a lot of special effects that were like low budget but also kind of cool at the same time. But it is not gross out humor in any way. It takes itself very seriously.
Sadly, it takes itself very seriously, but to the point where you can respect that they took it seriously, but at the same time, it's good wholesome fun. It is good wholesome fun that you can enjoy. But
U.S. versus Russia, right?
Oh, the 80s.
Without saying it's U.S. versus Russia.
You mean Autobots versus
Without saying
Decepticons?
it's U.S. versus Russia. No. This is like Rocky versus Drago without saying it's Rocky versus Drago.
He's right, actually. He's absolutely right. So before we move on to you, Will, I just want to give a special shout out to our friends over at Camp Kaiju. They are, more than likely by the time that this episode is put out, they will have a Robot Jocks episode that is also going to have me guest hosting on it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this movie and doing that. But in the meantime, Will, have you done anything mech-related recently?
Well, unfortunately, I did watch the fourth Transformers movie.
Why, unfortunately? I enjoyed the effort that they put into it.
Is that going to be our segue to actually talk about the main event here?
So, I mean, I think that's kind of all that I got around to recently. I mean, I watched G-Quux, and it was amazing, and I love it. I want to talk about it so badly. But beyond that, I don't no, I didn't do anything else mech-related this week, so I have been a bad Mecha fan in that way.
Yeah, it's alright. You can skip out for 1 week, but I expect results later.
There is nothing wrong with not doing anything mecha related for a week.
You take that back.
Honky says what?
Okay, we're not including the word honky in here, alright? I'm gonna have to fucking edit that out too. Anyways, so, that will bring us to the main event of the evening. Guys, we all watched a very special movie called Transformers: Shakespeare's Age of Consent. How do you feel about it?
I didn't know that Michael Bay had moved on to I Need Them Younger. You know, that was so important to him? I didn't realize that, and it bothers me a little, and I feel like I have to genuinely check in on the actresses he works with now.
Yeah.
Like, there was no reason... Okay, well, two things. One, there was no reason for that. It was just gratuitous. And two, did you notice that her boyfriend was literally useless the entire film?
So was she.
No, she had to be a damsel. She had to be a thing for him to go save. That meant
he didn't save her! He never once assisted in a rescue. Never once.
No, all he did was bitch the entire time.
And lose his accent.
He drove a car at one point.
Literally, the beginning of the movie.
A few times. No, he drove two cars. Yeah, he drove a car later. When I'm gonna man up and drive this car. And Mark's like,
at the very end, he
okay,
goes like,
I guess.
You did good, kid. You did good.
He didn't do shit.
Yeah, which is silly because he really didn't.
Shit. An Uber driver could have done a better job than he did at that driving.
Well, and that's the thing that confuses me. When it was over, I realized if you remove him and you just had Mark Wahlberg and his daughter, then it's the same movie. Like, it's literally the exact same movie. Mark Wahlberg is just as motivated. She's still there. They both experience everything. Literally nothing changes. The boyfriend is so inconsequential. He has no reason to be in the movie.
Saying that he's about as useless as a character as Anthony Anderson, the Australian girl from the first movie as well, that one college campus kid from the second movie. Do I need to go on?
No, okay, yep. You know what? He is very...
I mean, that's kind of his thing,
I guess.
He is
very important. He protects and ensures that every American knows that there are grooming laws as long as you've dated the person in high school prior to them turning 18. And you turning 18. Yeah.
Yep.
He is very important.
I don't know if those are the real statutes, but they felt like the real statutes.
They are actual real
statutes. That was uncomfortable.
They are actual real statutes.
Alright, so obviously we're going to get into the whole Romeo and Juliet thing here real quick. And after we're done with this, I want to get out and escape from it as soon as possible. So, in the beginning of the movie, the main character's daughter, who is 17 years old, she is confirmed...
she's being played by a 20-something girl, clearly, but
she is confirmed. She is confirmed to have a boyfriend who is 3 years older. I believe he's 20. So, in that regard, it's already a little weird.
She was a freshman when he was a senior, and they said because they dated.
They knew each other and dated in high school. It's not entirely weird because they didn't. When he was already 20, they meant 3 years ago when he was still 17.
Yeah, still, no, that is still illegal.
Yeah, I know it's pretty much just kind of uncomfortable and odd.
You know what?
But then they end up presenting a laminated card.
You know what? I'm gonna preference this with an
Yeah.
actual personal encounter. My brother and my sister-in-law. My brother graduated a year and turned 18. 2 years before his now wife graduated, and he broke up with her until she turned 18, and he did not hang out with her until she turned 18.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good job. That's it. That's what you should do.
like,
Thank you.
That is very smart.
That's called. Yeah, that's much. Thank you. That's exactly how the. And then
they
they still got married.
They
It didn't ruin their lives. They're fine. They have a kid.
I love my niece.
Two?
Yeah,
What?
just
Only one.
Thank God,
Yeah.
just one.
Just a no, but yeah,
God, just one.
they have a kid. They're fine. It doesn't kill them to wait 2 years for her to,
Turn
you know,
18.
be an adult like everyone else. Neither of them was 21 at that point anyway, so
still-
who the fuck
So
cares?
hang on,
Same.
Paul. Before you say anything further, David, how do you feel on this? Weigh in on this.
You couldn't pay me 10 grand for me to give a shit about fucking half of this shit. Because here's my thing, right? One, in the context of the movie, like, I really don't give a shit. Like, for me, it's like, if it's legal, I don't care. Whatever states do, states do. I care what happens in the United States, right? So, if it's fine, it's fine. I don't give a shit. My problem is always going to be, if you don't like it, don't engage with it. If it's legal, it's legal, right? So the whole Romeo and Juliet thing being shown definitely feels like Michael Bay projection of like criticisms he's gotten of how he's either treating people or wanted to do in the past. Because yes,
It
having
felt like that at first. Yeah.
having the laminated card is diabolical work. That is like
Yes.
that is like, hey guys, see, I'm not that creepy. What I'm doing is legal. Like that is.
But it comes off as super
Legal
creepy.
doesn't mean moral.
Like-
Those are different words.
Like that is purely projection, like from Michael
yeah.
Bay's part. In terms of the actual age, like 2017,
It's
I-
not
I-
that bad.
I would prefer, obviously, best case scenario. It's obviously, you know, they're both of age, obviously, but like she's graduating high school in the movie. I don't know. It feels like they wanted this movie to hit a certain like runtime, and they're like, we need to add something to increase, like, to kill time for about 20 minutes.
It definitely did. Good lord.
Because most of the conversation.
Oh, this movie really needed to be edited.
Because that entire conflict happens in like a very isolated point of the movie. There's no Transformers around, right? They're doing like, you know, their little scope out thing. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that like they filmed most of the movie and that was a reshoot they went back to go do to add more length to the film.
Because those were the only scenes where he actually has his Irish accent.
That
Not
too.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had an accent. It's gone by the end of the movie. I guess he got too stressed out.
Literally, and if there's any actual scenes with them in the cars or them and the Autobots, he does not have an accent.
So does he have one for real, or is that all fake?
No, that's fucking
no reason.
fake. That is the fakest
Damn.
Irish accent I have ever heard. That is faker than Lucky from Lucky Charms.
Hey, Lucky
Wow.
could be real. I don't want to see you
I was gonna
doubting
say,
leprechauns
man,
on this
that's a
podcast. We
cartoon
believe.
character.
I highly doubt that.
How-
No. I believe in Lucky, but I do not believe Lucky would ever be in a Lucky Charms commercial.
I believe in
that-
Lucky, but I don't believe he'd be lucky enough to be in Transformers.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a freaking Maxim model. I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Considering the context, I don't think we need it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
So, regardless, the whole thing is really creepy, and like David said, it does come off as a bit of a way of saying, hey, look, I understand this is my way of combating it, and it still just comes off as creepy. If they had just made the change to where he was 17 as well, still being, you know,
No.
the quote-unquote badass driver, I wouldn't have minded as much.
No.
It's really, really weird.
My entire thing would have. They could have made him an independent rally driver at the
They
age
could have also
of
just
18
removed his character altogether.
You know what? Needing to have him to bring women into the theaters because you know they need multiple attractive male characters.
That's what Mark Wahlberg was for, except he never took off his shirt
Yeah,
once.
do you see Mark's arms? Jesus. Why do we need Skinny Boy over there?
Oh, it's because he did Pain and Gain. Was it rather before or after this?
Oh, really?
I think it was before.
Before this. It was before this.
Yeah.
I need to watch that movie.
Also,
I've heard it's
he
really
just
good.
did like Four
No,
Brothers
you don't.
before it as well. Like,
Pain and Gain is not a good movie.
No, it's not. It's a horrible movie. It is awful.
David, did you ever watch that movie?
Which one?
Pain and Gain.
It's a movie he made with The Rock, where they play drug dealing personal trainers.
Not even lifeguards. They worked at fucking a gym.
Oh, they were personal trainers.
Yeah,
personal trainers. Yeah.
Drug dealing personal trainers. No, I'm sorry. I could not watch that movie.
Oh man, and Michael Bay did that
so
one
bad.
too.
Yeah.
That was his movie.
Yeah. He basically got funding for Transformers by doing Pain and Gain.
Yeah, pretty much. He did that, made a bunch of money, and they're like, well, all right, we'll give you TF4 now.
Also, I do think that they missed an opportunity in capitalizing on two different Optimus designs while they went whole ham on this.
Oh, you mean the fact that he came off as a really old truck that looked like it came from the 80s, and then all of a sudden, oh look, now I'm the Firebrand again.
Yeah, but before that, when he transforms into the Firebrand version, he still has elements of the final Knight silhouette that he has at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But what I think they should have done is just use the same model he had from the previous movies and just
Well, that wouldn't make sense considering the context.
Yes, but at least make the Knight transformation that he has at the end feel like an actual upgrade, not just, oh, he just has a different paint scheme now.
Wait, hold on.
Because literally,
I don't
that
think
is
they
how
cared.
it looked.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just saying this from a... Honestly, this is me coming from a merchandising standpoint. I would have done that so that you could have done Battle Damage, early Optimus Prime model action figure, and then Knight Optimus Prime action figure.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, you're doing the thing that I was like, Sean, what do you mean context? The context is you need to sell another SKU of Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You're right, but I was
never
talking
have
about the
enough
plot of the movie.
SKUs.
No, the plot of the movie does not give a fuck. They are sucking
cares?
Hasbro's dick right now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Plot does not matter. Plot is the... You know what?
Wait until the next movie. The plot really doesn't matter then.
There's a lot of...
my comment
quiet
because plot used to be in a Michael Bay film.
It was weird to me this was a part one,
Megan
but
Fox's breast.
What?
Everyone knows that. The first the first two Transformers movies were Megan Fox's breasts.
No, they weren't. Maybe the first one.
No, the first two were always how hot Megan Fox was. The first two were always how hot Megan Fox was.
Definitely not the second movie.
Yes, it was, because his second girlfriend or whatever is in the third movie, no one gave a shit about.
British chick.
And we all know that all the Transformers movie is what actress is Michael Bay trying to hook up with at that time.
Alright, so if you want to go into that route, we're going to talk about this real quick. The fact that the trilogy movie was basically all through the viewpoint of Sam. Sam was a prepubescent boy, or maybe he was just whatever. He was going through puberty, and so obviously you saw
he graduated high school. What are you talking about?
And then he graduated high school.
He had a job in the second, and in the third.
Regardless, though, it was still through his lens. It made sense.
He said prepubescent. That's like 13 years old.
Yeah, that was my bad, saying stupid shit because I thought I would sound smart, but no.
Sean has trouble with words. Stop attacking his word troubles.
Yeah, I'm attacking Paul's point of thought here.
Of an adolescent male masculine fantasy growing up on car magazines, Maxim magazines, and MTV. That was
yes, and anything
90s,
involving the
90s
women
teenager.
is through Sam's eyes. It makes sense that way. Even though it's stupid, it makes sense that way. And this movie doesn't really need that because now you're looking through the viewpoint of, father scientist.
No, you're not. You're literally looking through still that
Okay,
same
I'm sorry.
lens.
You're looking through the viewpoint of T.J. Miller.
Thank you.
Oh no! Right up until he dies, it's okay. They killed him off because they realized
it's going to be a semi-successful franchise when T.J. Miller gets axed halfway through the movie.
I mean,
And how come?
I'm
how
rewatching
come Deadpool
Silicon
did
Valley,
so well?
and he's in it
Because
for 4
he
seasons.
got lost after 3. And you know what? I would love to go into the issues that T.J. Miller is saying about Ryan Reynolds not hiring him for 3, but this is not the time nor place. This is not the time nor place.
It doesn't really have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
So,
I was just happy he died.
So we can actually have a fair conversation, quote unquote fair, about the movie. Let's start with the plot. Who wants to do the beginning portion?
I volunteers tribute.
All right.
No one
You
wants to touch this shit.
You do it, Kaiju Man.
So the movie starts, and you're like, Transformers. That must be why there are no robots in the beginning of this. You see giant alien ships blow up a bunch of dinosaurs,
Hell yeah.
and they... we're not going to say that it makes sense, because it fucking doesn't. They claim that all the dinosaurs and organic life, which would mean the planet would then be dead, because that's how the statement you just said reads.
Mm-hmm.
They claim that the Transformers showed up, wiped organic life off of the Earth, which killed the dinosaurs. Then how the fuck did we come about? If you wipe organic life, it's a dead husk of a world like the moon. You didn't wipe all organic life out. You harvested a little bit and moved on.
Evolution
You
and transformation.
don't claim that's you can't evolve if there's nothing here. If you wipe out all organic life, the only thing left is rocks and water. Then you've reset the clock, and that's it. There's nothing.
Oh, hold on. I do.
No, they didn't. They explicitly say that. So that's stupid, but that's just bad writing. Point is, that's how dinosaurs apparently died. And then that allowed us to take over as mammals, because the giant alien space robots cooked all the dinosaurs into metal and then harvested it.
I have something to say to this. On the Transformers fan wiki, on a caption where it shows the ships dropping off the seed bombs and detonating it, it says,
Yep.
God
giant
creates
bombs.
dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates
What?
man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs. Quote from Ian Malcolm.
What the fuck?
Which is very fucking accurate for this movie. Very fucking accurate for this movie.
Yeah, that makes about as much sense as Jeff Goldberg.
Goldberg? Jeff
Whatever.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Famous scientist.
Jeff Goldberg. Famous scientist Jeff Goldberg
Ian
under his
Malcolm.
pseudonym, Ian Malcolm.
Did he also wrestle?
But yeah, he's very famous for dropping the spear on Bryan Cranston, which is why Malcolm was in the middle.
Boo.
Anywho.
Boo. That was terrible. I
Move,
feel bad.
shut up,
applaud
Peanut
you
Gallery.
for that one. I applaud you for that one.
Shut up, Peanut Gallery.
God damn it.
I love
All
that
right,
one.
Paul.
Then
Since you want to pipe in, what happened next?
God damn it, I get the fucking sucky ass part.
Yeah, you're goddamn
You
right.
Then we go to the Mark Wahlberg and T.J. Miller and pedophile pedophile Lucky Charms, dude. Okay, we zoom out to a small town in Texas, in Paris, Texas, to make it sound kind of prestigious.
Wonder if that's a real place.
Yeah, it was a real place.
Probably.
To a defunct.
It's also the birthplace of alphabet soup.
Ooh.
To a defunct movie theater where Mark Wahlberg and his surfing co-worker T.J. Miller / employee, who you never see actually drive the Mini Cooper, but only stand next to him.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. You do.
Oh, you never see him behind the wheel, but that's because you can't get a camera in there. That's a tiny car.
Yeah, and on top of that, whenever I actually looked at it directly,
Paul, I feel like you go on Reddit and you type in movie details.
no, I actually wrote this shit down that literally it looks like T.J. Miller is so tall that he could not fit into that Mini Cooper.
Go into IMDb, type in movie details.
Fuck you.
TJ Miller couldn't fit in the Mini Cooper.
I literally just noticed it when I'm watching it. Like, anytime, like, normally you would see the person get out of a car and wave or do something. Anytime they show TJ Miller with the car, he's always standing next to it. So either he
gets out of it at one point.
They cut away.
He gets out of it later when he gets food and stuff after he betrays them all and pays for his crimes even later by dying.
Yeah, you run into the instance of Mark Wahlberg's character being a scientist and purchasing random shit from a movie theater to fix up and then resell, and then the camera pans over and pans across the truck. G1 Optimus Prime
Who's
fire
that Pokemon?
Truck, all burnt out with holes and what they say are mortar shells. What pisses the inner gun geek in me off the most is because those aren't mortar shells, those are tank shells. Those are tank rounds that fall out of the door when Mark Wahlberg...
Mortar shell is a misnomer. That's not a thing.
Yeah,
That's how mortars work.
Fucking mortar shell. But yes, tank rounds fall out, and Mark Wahlberg offers to buy the truck. I do enjoy the fact that we get maybe 3 minutes of clearly a gay son acting like dressed up like a cowboy, trying to talk his actual farmer grandpa or dad. Could not really tell the difference.
I feel like you're ranting.
It was
stop your ranting.
Fine. There was just so much bad about this movie, but
all right,
we get that, and
basically,
then we get Mark Wahlberg
if you can glean from what
things
Paul
back
just
and daughter. Go ahead, take it.
If you can glean from what he just said, he goes to a movie theater to buy some random shit, and he ends up finding this truck. So he ends up buying the truck. His daughter's upset because, oh no, why are you buying things when we actually need to be able to afford things and, not get evicted from our house? And yeah, so now he has a truck and he starts to work on it. David, what does he say when he finally works on the truck?
If I remember correctly, his original thought, which by the way I have to admit, it's pretty ballsy of him to be like, hey, that truck has an engine in there that I could take apart. I could sell for $500. Ignore the fact that he didn't check beforehand, right? He just said that shit raw. He didn't know, because the very next scene after he exclaims to his daughter like all the money he can make off fixing these things if people just respected him and gave him the time, he goes, I opened it up and then there's these shells in there, and then there's no engine there. I'm like, you didn't check in the
I just fucking towed it.
You paid what, $150 to tow a truck to from a movie theater, and then you proclaimed you could fix the engine, but you didn't even open it up to see if there's an engine inside of it.
Don't forget $500 of TJ Miller's money.
I'm like, can you imagine, you drop $150 for a tow, and it's like, oh, by the way, there's marshmallows inside. Sorry, no. Nothing there. God. But, luckily for him, because the plot has to continue, as it always does, he brought home Optimus Prime. He brought home a very not looking like Optimus Prime.
I'm not sure the word luckily...
It looks like Optimus Prime.
I'm not sure luckily is really the word I'd use for that.
Even the burnt out version of him still has the flames on the side. I'm sorry. I see any truck that has flames on the side that is beat the hell up and has bullet holes in it. My first thought is, I am not getting near that truck because that truck is Optimus fucking Prime, and I'm gonna get
No,
caught.
he doesn't say that.
No,
he goes, I think we have a transformer.
That's personal. That's personally.
I think we have a transformer.
I see any tow truck that looks like that, I automatically think, fuck, that's Optimus Prime. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't want to fucking die.
While all this is happening, we also get a cut to a nighttime shot. And the nighttime shot, you see all these soldiers. They're trying to track something. And then you see this other fucking giant robot come out of nowhere and just fucking wreck shit by turning into a giant gun and then blasting an oil canister. And I mean, this is a fucking huge stack of an oil canister.
Oh, that wasn't an oil canister. That was essentially a giant boat, and that was one of the
smokestacks
for it.
Yeah, there you go. Close enough.
Not really, but
Medical
okay.
Officer Ratchet was inside.
I love Ratchet,
and then guess what?
They did Ratchet
all the
dirty.
humans decide. Yeah, they did. All the humans decide that they want to go ahead and shoot at Ratchet too, and then he gets shot again, and he's missing a leg.
Then he gets shot again.
I got a slight segue here because I'm curious about something. Because once again, I don't read Transformers comics or watch every single one like you guys have. I gotta be curious, as people who probably have, is it a little weird to just have a Transformer that might have been around for like, I don't know, a decade or something? I don't know how old Ratchet's been around, but like they show up and they kind of get like mobbed in like one scene and they just get torn apart and they moved on. Like, is Ratchet like a Transformer that does shit in other universes, or is he just literally brought here as like, remember my old friend Ratchet? He's here to die for the plot.
Ratchet was in these movies. He's been in 1, 2, 3, and then he dies in this one. So the audience is familiar with who he is. In other iterations, he is pretty kind of popular. He's like B tier. He doesn't show up every time, but he shows up a lot. Like, you have certain Transformers that they will use pretty heavily that have become popular over the years. Ratchet shows up in 4 of these movies, and the only reason he's in this one is so they can kill him. So it is kind of shitty that they murder him so fast.
I only remember Ratchet in the first one. That's why. Okay.
No, he's in all 3.
Let's get this straight. Ratchet has done appearances in all the movies.
Technically, he fixed.
No, not
technically, he fixed Bumblebee's voice box in the first movie. We just pretend like it didn't, so that he doesn't have to talk.
Oh yeah.
Technically.
God damn it! I hate that you brought
technically,
that up.
Yeah, that's what I remember him from.
Yeah, he literally goes, "Oh, it'll be good in a few days," and then we just don't talk about it, and he never speaks.
Oh, he does
the boy's
actually.
Pheromones suggest that he wants to mate with the female.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, he does speak. He does okay. Ratchet has been in all the other movies, but he has never played an integral role in any of the movies.
It's because the only people with roles are
Metabot.
Optimus
but
and Megatron.
It's to the point where people know who he is. That's all that really matters.
He was basically a sacrificial lamb to show the audience that these are bad humans going against it, and we can't afford Josh Duwat or
Josh Duhamel.
Duhamel. We can't afford Josh Duhamel for this.
Yeah, he wasn't in it. That was weird.
Show that,
but he's in the next one.
What?
Yeah. We can't afford Josh Duhamel in this movie, so we are gonna bring back one related character so that you can see, oh, everybody's against the good guys in this one, and we have new bad guys.
So sorry.
I wanna say something about this. So obviously, you know, we try to stay away from current political things going on. It's kind of weird about how very, I don't want to say pro-America, but anti-alien this movie is.
Yeah, but those are all the bad guys.
It had a lot of different connotations when they went about it.
So but those are also all clearly coded as the villains. So they do that to make them evil. They do that to make the audience hate them. They don't show them as heroic. They show them as villainous the whole time. Mm-hmm. So technically, yes. I get what you're saying.
The parallels to what we're dealing with today.
I know I couldn't watch the movie without experiencing those, but I don't. He's not positively representing them. They are clearly from the beginning meant to be assholes and the bad guy. They're also self-serving. They're betraying everything so that they can make a buck, and that's it. They're just hired killers making money. They're basically just crime lords.
Of which, who is in charge of those hired killers, Will?
Technically the President of the United States, but...
Okay, who's in charge of the Black Ops that are hired
James
killers,
Savoy
Will?
With a very, very nice set of sunglasses. Let me just tell you, they were quite fashionable. Might be the CIA, but the man knows.
I love anything Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, he's there too. James Savoy was the guy working for him, but technically Kelsey Grammer's in charge.
No, it's Thomas Lennon, Officer Dangle.
No.
But anyways.
yes.
Technically, he's the paper pusher asking them why everything's exploding. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Why is everything exploding? Why do we have an alien spacecraft over Chicago
What happened?
Well, it's funny. He's the one asking legitimately good questions.
Well,
like, why are we chasing down Optimus Prime? Why
one of the things I always got confused by was in movies, they're always like, it's the CIA, it's the CIA. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that technically speaking, the CIA is never supposed to operate on U.S. soil. So we all know they do because they've released their
That is
secret papers,
100%
but all the
correct.
stuff they did was never like Black Ops blow up the chunk of a city because that would be loud. One. And two, again, they couldn't get it past anyone. You can't. Oh no, we blew up the docks. Like not a little bit, like all of the docks. Like there's nothing going into the port for 3 weeks while we fix it. You can't hide that. Like that's not a thing you can do. So like, why is it always the CIA? Well, you could just pick like any other government agency that is totally normal to op. They could just be the army. They could just be the army.
Oh,
I don't understand. They're
okay,
black ops.
I'm
Like they're
gonna.
already hidden. Nobody's talking about what they do. Why does it have to be the CIA?
Okay, I'm gonna.
I don't understand.
Oh, I can answer that. I can
I'm
answer
very
that
confused.
very, very quickly. Very quickly.
Please don't.
What? I was just gonna say, it's clear that if they were to use the actual initials that they were supposed to, this movie would have never been released, nor any other movie would ever be released.
Oh,
What were the initials?
who would they be blaming? The NSA? Because that's essentially who
I
they
did not
are.
say that. I was just, I honestly was gonna say Natalie Sierra Alpha. That's all I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Well, no, it's all alphabet. It's all government. In the language of movies, it doesn't really matter what letters you put. What matters is what they do. And when you're talking about
I'm,
government agencies, I just found it weird they pick the CIA, who are supposed to be the spies and intelligence officers, and all they do in this movie is blow things up. And I'm like, that is a weird, like, you pick the spy people to be like, they're
because
gonna
it's
blow
safer
everything up
than
all the
saying
time.
Homeland
That
Security.
I
It's
don't.
safer than saying Homeland Security.
I
Because
don't want
everyone
to.
knows they would do
Don't
that.
want to burst your bubble. CIA has operated on American soil. It's
oh,
not
constantly,
entirely a
yeah.
secret.
No, they've done a lot of
And
human experimentation too.
yeah, so honestly, it makes sense that the CIA is the one being used here because they are actively taking part in operations around the world in this movie. So like,
Okay,
it would
yeah,
be weirder if it was the FBI or the NSA or Homeland Security
because they have
because
no jurisdiction in other countries, so they can't do that. Okay.
and they would not be operating in China
No,
100%.
they wouldn't have the
That would
money
not
for
be
that.
happening.
They wouldn't have the budget for
Yeah.
that. So that's fair.
They bring
that's a
up
good
in the
plot.
beginning of the movie that the Transformers and any. Sorry, I'm gonna. I'm going
Oh,
to stop being racist towards Transformers. I'm going to call them
oh, I won't.
cybertronians.
Transformers are literally the devil, the evil, evil thing in the basement for all of these movies. And I know they're technically villains, but if you had to pick an entire species to hate, the one that literally brought a galactic war to your country and then vaped an entire city after thousands of people have been killed in other actions from this war, I kind of understand why the American agencies would hate them and want them all dead. Because again, they dragged an intergalactic conflict into the United States and led to the death of thousands and thousands of Americans
Oh,
and the wiping out
oh
of a
man.
city.
I
They're kind of in the
like how
right.
that one guy, Bosch, where he goes like, "Hey, I had a sister who died in Chicago."
Yeah,
You know
and
what?
that
Hold
makes
on.
sense.
I get. We're gonna skip slightly because I have to say this because since there's a can of worms opening right here. I the entire movie, it's really whiplashing if you watch the original, right? You're like, wait, why is we killing Transformers? Yeah, 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 right?
Right.
Why are we killing the good guys? But then it gets really funny to piggyback off of what you said. The entire time, you're like, this is a raw deal. It's fucked up that we're doing this. They've been helping us, whatever, whatever. And then Optimus goes at the last 5 minutes. He has a character assassinate himself. Yeah, I've technically been on the run since you guys met me. I'm like, motherfucker.
He's right.
He says at the very end. I'm like, my brother in Christ. You did not have to he was sympathetic for most of the movie, and then right at the very end, it's like, wait a minute, wait, actually,
Oh
you
man,
made
wait until you watch Rise of the
you
Beast.
made-
You will not be sympathetic towards
you
him.
made Kelsey Grammer correct at the end
Yeah.
of the movie.
Well, technically, the way Michael Bay writes these, the humans are right to fear and hate the things that showed up uninvited and did nothing but bring war and strife to the planet and nearly annihilated Earth on multiple occasions. Because If they had landed on fucking Jupiter, everyone would be safe. Nothing would have happened. If they landed on Mars, they could have fought their war. Nobody would have died. So many lives are lost only
Poor
because the
Jupitonians.
Cybertronians happened to land on Earth. For no other reason. Yes, the Autobots did not try to kill humans, so they weren't awful, but the idea that the general public and most humans would kind of hate all Transformers makes sense because you literally wouldn't have had those things happen if they just had not landed here. And yeah, they've been landing here. This is where writing being bad. Apparently, they've been landing here for millions of years, but it's just mixed and weird as you go forward in time. But they make shit up. Like apparently, Optimus is a fucking knight out of nowhere, never having mentioned it at all before any of this, because I made it up for this movie.
Nor
But
do they care to keep that in continuity.
he also had a ship. I don't know where that ship went because he didn't have it in the first film. Did he lose his giant, massive, massive ship? Where the hell did it go? What the fuck, Optimus? What happened?
I mean, they get more nonsensical with the next movie.
I thought that ship was the one that was on the moon.
No.
No, the one that was on the moon was the one that
was a totally different
held
one.
the
Destroyed.
Sentinel.
Yeah, that one.
That's a
gets
completely
destroyed
different
at the
ship.
end
That's
of-
totally different ship, totally different thing. That was for the old Primes who turned themselves into a giant ball. That was their ship, and they're not Transformers, they're Primes, which I guess is something else. I don't know. This whole fucking series makes no sense. I'm very confused. The more I think about it, the more my brain is like, none of this makes any sense. Like
And
at all.
That's exactly what they want from you, is to make
But
it
they
where
don't,
you just go ahead
like-
and enjoy it without trying to make sense out of it.
Literally, this is a popcorn movie.
I do, although I will say I didn't like all the slow-mo in this movie. I don't think they earned
slow-mo
the
was
slow-mo scenes for
unnecessary.
this film.
The slow
They
mos.
they just felt kind of pointless. Like run at normal speed, the scenes would have
The
looked just as
slow-mos,
cool.
They remove
Yeah.
any emotional tension or emotional impact of what is currently going on, and it just removes everything. And it's literally Michael Bay trying to say, "Hey, I need my signature on this, so we need slow mo throughout the entire movie. I don't care where you put them, just put them." And
So
I'll be
like
happy.
before, at a certain point in the movie, whenever you see the slow mo happen, right? I guess going back to where we segued off before, where where the feds come in essentially, and they grab them and throw them onto to the grass, and they put the gun to the girl's
Yep.
head, and it's all slow mo, whatever. Like I don't know if any right before the big chase scene happens, I don't know if anyone else got the same vibe. That there's like two versions of slow mo for me involving Mark Wahlberg. Everything up until that point, up until the point where he gets his little sword gun, it feels like the Happening 2008 Mark Wahlberg. Like I get kind of like the Happening vibes from him a little bit.
Oh, dude.
Where he's like,
oh my god,
wait.
you're right. You
Okay.
are so right.
What you're talking about.
Okay.
He's like,
so-
wait, stop! I'm imagining like
Okay.
the lawnmower going over that person.
So from the chase scene all the way to the point where T.J. Miller dies. So let's cover that real quick. So Mark Wahlberg finds a transformer, and then the CIA or whoever
He
it is,
can't help
they
himself. He
basically-
has to be.
I
He
can't.
has to be him. You know what I mean?
I do.
Even though he's in Texas.
No, I just have
So-
to say this, Sean. Please,
Yeah, he's from
just
Boston,
give a
Texas.
synopsis of the movie so that we can just tear it apart. So we can just voice our opinion.
Motherfucker, that's what I'm trying to do. Stop interrupting, or
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking kick you.
You know what? You've done
real
that
life.
multiple times. Oh, in real life?
Ah.
Bitch, I know where you sleep.
Exactly. So the moment you come over, I'll kick you.
And I'll
Hey.
kick your ass.
That's sound logic. That is sound logic.
There's only one way in and out of the building. So
Exactly.
he'll just be waiting there,
So-
crotch level.
Sure.
Anyways, so he finds a transformer. The CIA locks on to the fact that, oh my god,
Somebody said the
Optimus is
word.
here because now he's suddenly broadcasting, the message of all Autobots.
No,
hide your
not-
shit,
That's
hide
not.
your drugs.
It's hide your kids, hide your wives. That's not what he's saying. That's not how they found him. They found him because T.J. Miller is poor. That's how they found him.
That too, yeah.
That is literally why they
Yeah.
found him. That is
Yeah,
literally
and
why they found
T.J. Miller thought he would be able
Oh
to get
my
a good
God.
payout, and instead, every
Oh.
single person that he's friends and family with,
Yeah, they almost
literally
shot a
dies.
They
girl to
found him
death
because
on his
T.J.
lawn.
Miller was being T.J. Miller
Oh god.
Oh,
and
hold
thinking
on.
he was going to get a payday.
This is foreshadowing with the whole Optimus sabotaging thing, because what was the actual order of events? The order of events is the CIA goes, we saw Optimus Prime on satellite, whatever. Look, there he is right there being
Hmm.
towed away, and then that's all they say. And then later on, T.J. Miller goes, "Oh man, I wanted 25 grand." I'm like, bro.
Well, then he goes when they're in their chase scene in the car. He goes like, "Yeah, so this might actually partially, completely be my fault." Like
Yeah,
he actually said partially, completely. I'm like,
yeah,
"You
that's what I
fuck."
meant.
He
Yeah,
said
he
they
said
were
that part.
bringing a check, not a
Um,
death squad.
I'm like,
This
Yeah.
character's
bro,
really
like,
stupid in this movie.
it's like Kelsey Grammer. It's like Kelsey Grammer in the first
Yeah.
part of the edit before they probably did reshoots or whatever was like, I found him, I am big smart, I am in control of everything. And TJ Miller's like, nah, I gotta continually make my character
Nah,
be
I'm out of
unlikable,
Cloverfield money.
right? I must make myself
Yep.
unlikable as possible. I ratted
Yep.
you out. Me.
He said it
Oh,
twice.
let's not forget
he
one of the
said
things
it
that T.J. Miller-
twice through
Let's
their
not-
escape. He said it. No, he said it like 3 times throughout their escape. Oh, I'm the reason they're here. They said they were bringing a check, not a death squad. Oh shit, maybe we should get out and give up. They might go easy on us. No, he multiple times said that he betrayed them, and then they tried to make us give a shit when he died.
No, they just linger on him, and they have
Drive away.
lockdown. Yeah, lockdown. Just like drive past him and in slow mo. Go figure.
Michael Bay signature.
So I lost my train of thought. Oh, so he sells them out. Everybody comes to the ranch, farm, whatever you want to call it, and they're about ready to kill Mark Wahlberg's daughter. And like they literally hone in on the fact that, hey, yeah, go ahead and use her. I don't care if there's blood spill. And then Optimus, who's hiding out, he was like, "Fuck this shit!" And he busts out and he starts murking humans left and
Technically,
right.
he was conveniently firing next to them,
Uh.
so they might have damaged hearing, but they're probably not dead.
Oh yeah, I wrote down how many times those.
Oh,
humans should have
T.J.
died.
Miller probably should have died when Optimus
Natural-
pistol whipped him in the head. that
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was really
Yeah.
funny.
I was like, oh shit.
So they go into this long chase sequence, and as soon as they finally manage to, almost get away, T.J. Miller's stuck getting out of the car, and
Yep.
as he's getting out, lockout, or is it
Locked
lockout or
down,
lockdown? I don't remember.
like in a
Lockdown.
prison, locked down, like in
Lockdown. Got it.
Wait, no, hold on. I have it right here. It is lockdown. Yes, Will is correct.
Okay, yeah, lockdown. So lockdown shoots a giant grenade, and you're like, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen here?" He gets caught in it, and then he turns into, metal disco fever. T.J. Miller.
metal.
Not even. They didn't even afford him the dignity of posing for the cast. They literally just did a random skeleton.
So the reason why they, murked him so quickly is because he did not get along with the director.
Wow, really? That's why?
Shit.
Oh, he's gone. Like, even though T.J. Miller has done his rants, so there's actually some truth to it, and I fully believe everything he said about Michael Bay.
Wow, really?
I could believe that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can actually find it. Will say the next thing, and then
Okay,
I'll let
so
you know if I find it.
basically, you have them on the run. We've now revealed that his daughter is dating, and Mark Wahlberg is being, "I am dad. I do not approve." That's pretty much his role in the film. So he does not approve of them dating. They have a talkie-talk, sort of heart to heart. He chooses not to stab her boyfriend while sleeping, which I think shows a great amount of self-control. There are many people who would have gone through that situation and been like, "You had a boyfriend, sweetie. We'll get you another," and then just moved on. But
Is your boyfriend important to plot? No. Is
No.
your boyfriend actually useful to plot? No.
no. No. He does have one role, which I just realized and feel kind of bad. Technically, the boyfriend character's only reason to exist in the movie is essentially to be a teddy bear for his daughter because she's honestly a normal person who's having very normal reactions to literally her childhood home being blown up, almost getting shot in the head by a death squad, watching the guy who's basically her uncle die in front of her, and then being on the run with very little rest for days at a time. Her reactions are clearly the most genuine and kind of make the most sense in a grounded, realistic way. And her boyfriend's basically the one thing that keeps her from like completely shattering and going catatonic halfway through this movie. Marky Mark is just for some reason very resilient, and I guess must have been the military or something. even though he says that he got his wife pregnant in high school and immediately started raising her, so that couldn't have happened. But he just is
No,
apparently
books. You gotta
down for
prevent.
anything, so he's totally fine. He's like, I'm all good, guys. It's fine. Explosions, I'm fine. I'm from Texas, and I build
I know how to
robots
wield
that
alien
paint
weaponry.
walls. Actually, technically, he doesn't. That alien sword, knife, gun thing
That
just
dagger
happens
thing.
to function exactly like a human gun. Which I gotta say is really convenient because all the other Transformer weapons kind of are just massive and giant. So he's really lucky. He's also really lucky that apparently they built the equivalent of a pocket knife that has like a howitzer inside. So
Mm-hmm.
he fires it and the Transformers die in one hit. And I'm like, man, that's
All right. So
a hell of a
just
gun.
double back real quick. I found the thing about T.J. Miller. Per the IMDb trivia, T.J.
Hmm.
Miller reportedly did not get along well with director Michael Bay during the course of filming. Miller compared it to a very bipolar experience working with Bay, who once told Miller on set, "Nothing that you've said is funny, TJ. Not one thing all day. We hired you to be funny. There's 300 people here. None of them are laughing at you. Say something funny. I can
God
still cut you out of the movie."
damn. Holy
Clearly,
shit.
Yeah.
he did.
Wow. I mean, he did.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Why would you hire someone you hated that much? Like, what was the point?
Studio.
I don't know, but I will say
98%
there are some
studio.
other things where apparently he's really not like Michael Bay is apparently difficult to work with, but on top of that, T.J. Miller is also difficult.
Eh.
As Paul was mentioning earlier, and I'm not going to fully get into it.
Yeah, that's
He's had issues in the
Hollywood
past regarding
politics.
a whole bunch of other different things.
I mean, there's a reason he's not in
It's
Deadpool
nothing to do
anymore.
with politics. Shut the fuck up.
No, I said it's Hollywood politics. That is literally people having.
Okay, I didn't hear the word Hollywood, so you no longer need to shut up about that anymore. But shut up in
Oh
general.
no, fuck you! Shut the fuck up. You were just a little catty ass bitch.
So, with the way that he was handling things, apparently he was also a dick to work with on Silicon Valley once he realized that he didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, that's the
So,
reason why
like,
he
he
got
would show up
written off
late,
the
intoxicated, a whole bunch of other different things.
Yeah, he
So-
literally got written off the show halfway through season 1.
No, he was there till season 4.
I was? Damn, I never see anything. No, I actually need to watch that show. I just don't care enough to actually watch that show.
It's a good show. But anyways, back to Transformers: Age of
Saying
Consent.
it's a good show means I shouldn't never get near it. I learned my lesson on watching something you suggest. Be traumatized.
Paul, just like T.J. Miller, I can cut you out at any time.
Wrong person. That was Michael Bay, you son of a bitch.
No, I'm saying just like T.J. Miller, I can cut you out at any time.
Oh, I misunderstood. But still, you would just
Yeah,
dirty
apparently.
little bitch.
Anyways, David.
No, you're as dirty as freaking Shane from this goddamn movie.
Oh shit, his name is
His
Shane.
name Shane? I'm gonna
The boyfriend. Forgot his name.
Yeah. Shane Dyson.
like the vacuum cleaner?
He's named after a fucking shaver.
Yeah, because he sucks.
Oh,
Dang.
damn. Fruit, but solid. That's good. I like that.
That is the only reason why you named someone Dyson.
No, that's good. Yeah.
To say they suck.
Yeah. Well, no, hang
They
on.
were useless.
There's Terminator 2, and there's Dyson
What, who
in
was-
that, and he doesn't
Who was
suck.
Dyson?
Dyson
He's-
was a baller in that
Was he?
movie. Milo
Oh,
Dyson,
who
he's the
runs-
guy
Yeah.
who
So he
originally
destroys the
develops-
world. How does that not
Yeah,
suck?
he's the one who.
Cyberdyne.
Yeah, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying that Miles Dyson was a badass who freaking sacrificed himself to
Yeah.
end Skynet, but
Yeah, there you go.
it didn't work at
Because
Yes.
because we have to
There's a
sell
new
more
one
movies.
coming out, I think.
Exactly.
Shut up, there is not a new
all.
one. Is there?
Is there? I'm
No,
I
checking.
don't
they
know.
just did the
Dark-
anime recently.
Is that the Fate? Terminator Dark Fate?
No, that came out a while
Oh,
ago.
Okay.
That's
that's
actually-
old. That is old.
It's not that old. Shut up. Anyways, David, what happens next?
That was
So
After T.J. Miller
2019.
death.
So after their car finally breaks and T.J. Miller gets turned into a Spirit Halloween prop,
Ooh,
they
yeah. Actually, that would have
oh.
been a good prop. I like that.
That was a freaking Spirit Halloween prop.
they go to a gas station and get dropped off, and while it is fun to make fun of the of Shane Suck to being useless,
Shades.
I have to admit in the beginning, the daughter was kind of cooking, right? She was like, "Hey, you're way too irresponsible. You're not making money."
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
The house like Omega foreclosed
Oh yeah.
on,
Yep,
right?
they were about to lose it. They get evicted
And
that day.
the worst
She
part is
had validation
the worst
before
part
he
is
showed up. Afterwards,
hold
she was
on,
gone.
hold on. The worst part is he doesn't have anything successful to like juxtapose of like not juxtapose, but like to work against like whatever the daughter is saying, right? He does look like a head in the clouds incompetent person. And then someone behind the scenes says, "Hey, we can't have our lead looking this buffoonish. It would be weird if we did that." Oh, I know. He knows how to hack a drone now and to pull up data from the drone that has two Autobot assassinations associated to it, and he can control it now, and he knows you're transmitting back through it, so he leaves you little dumb post-it notes, and now he knows how to bait the feds to check a location, and it's like, when did all of a sudden now he knows every right move to make?
Like,
You're
it's
talking about
just...
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Essentially, he spent, from the perspective of the characters, he has spent the last 5 years bare minimum making every wrong decision possible, and then the moment he loses everything, he just starts making every single correct decision that he could possibly make. He baits the feds so he knows how long it takes him to respond if he were to show himself in public. He takes control of the drone. He knows where the drone goes. He knows where the people who made it. It's insane how capable he is all of a sudden.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah,
I like that.
And all it takes is one conversation getting mad at the boyfriend, who, by the way, despite the fucking pulling the card up and that cringe ass scene, the boyfriend's also correct.
Yes.
Like, you know, like both of the kids are correct in this. It's like, hey, fuck around way too much. You control your daughter way too much. She doesn't even know she doesn't really understand herself because you keep interfering and shit. And then it just then he gives him a little cute nickname, and then he's Omega capable. It's insane.
Yeah, no, you're right. And
it's like as soon as he had his talking to.
And what bothers me most about the writing for the whole age thing is not that it's there. For the characters, it actually fully makes sense. It's explained, and in my opinion, yeah, it's fine. They're both adults, essentially, so I don't really care. What bothers me is that this is a movie that's not just there for no reason. You spent the money and the time to film from multiple angles this entire conversation. So as the person in charge of the film, Michael, there's a reason you put it here, and that makes it uncomfortable and creepy. Beyond that, it's actually written...
multiple angles?
Oh yeah, no, there's a close-up shot on the card. They filmed the argument from multiple shots. You have a shot of the two of them, then just one of them, then back to the two of them. So they filmed the entire thing. This wasn't a 30-second thing. They spent a good amount of time making that scene happen. It was very important, apparently, to the plot, I guess, that it be on there and it be very, very, in your face. Which, again, is uncomfortable because Michael did it, not because in the writing of the world it actually makes perfect sense, and you're like, oh yeah, these two are met. The fact that he says, I'm sponsored by Red Bull, isn't even a name drop to me of, we said Red Bull, they pay us. That makes sense. He's a rally car driver. Red Bull sponsors shit like that. He's good at the shit that he does if he's 20 and he's already sponsored by Red Bull. He knows what he's doing. He can take care of himself and the daughter, who's about to become an adult and graduate and probably doesn't want to go to college. And even if she does, her boyfriend has a job.
She's his navigator.
Yeah, she's the navigator. So the two of them are essentially having a successful side hustle for her because she's going to school, but a main hustle for him. So a successful independent business, and she is at this point...
I don't like the double entendre that they put in during that, by the way.
That's just a car joke.
Which one?
She has the best hands in the business.
Who cares?
Oh,
That's just a stupid line.
Yeah.
That one, I was willing to let it go for my... I was willing to let it go for the moment, but it was not something I...
So, I'm of two minds for that, because that's a stupid joke, But just so you know, that is how rally cars work. There is a driver and a navigator, and you
I know. It's
literally,
just
as navigator,
because of the
you
way that
have
they
your
say
hand
it,
on the
and
brake because so much needs to happen so quickly. You have to have someone else pull the brake, or sometimes like you have the shifters and all that stuff on the wheel, but you cannot let go because in a rally you have to hold the wheel so it doesn't rip itself away from you and you fly off the road. So you have to have someone yanking the brake, holding it, and then
Like
letting go
as
after like two
okay,
seconds and stuff. Like that's a real thing.
as a
I get that, but the issue is they played it off as a sex joke, and that still wasn't very
Yeah,
cool
that's fair.
considering everything
It's
else that
also
they
over in
had
like
already
2
done
seconds,
prior.
so
honestly, personally, I like rally car racing. I don't follow it closely, but I do like watching it on YouTube. And yes, that is some
hmm
intense fucking driving. And him saying he's a rally car racer and him saying she has the best hands in the business. Honestly, I did not take that as a sex joke at first. And anytime I watch the scene, I don't take it as a sex joke. I literally take it as she's his backup in case he's going into a corner. He knows he can trust that she's just gonna yank that emergency brake so he
Well,
can make
that's
the
why
turn.
it's a double entendre because it has two meanings to it.
Yes, but to me, honestly, it wasn't a sex joke until I think hate to admit, until my third or fourth watching of this movie. That's the only time I took it as a sex joke.
My brother in Christ, you said you watched this movie 3 times? Holy shit.
wow,
I mean,
really?
I've seen it probably about the same.
What?
This is probably number
like the
2 for
first
me.
time-
Not this week, but just in general.
in general, I seen it in the film. I seen it in the theaters. I saw it at
I think this is number
home,
4 for me.
Like when I'm buzzed because I won't say I've seen the entire thing. I've seen scenes and then just shut it off because I wasn't interested in watching the rest. But yes,
To be fair, that's a good outlook.
like it is not like it's not something I would like to continuously watch. But certain things, like I didn't take them at what they were the first time because of past experiences that I personally had. After watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, a layman would literally automatically be like, yeah, that's a fucking sex joke. Oh, she has the best hands of the business. Motherfucker, you say that shit about my daughter in front of me. I don't give a fuck who we're running from. Your ass is getting punched right in the fucking face.
I mean, that brings up Mark Wahlberg's quote. He goes like, I should really beat the ever-living shit out of you right now.
I don't know why he hasn't.
Which is a fair response.
The dude needed his ass beat multiple times. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
I would have.
He was out of pocket the entire time.
Honestly, I would have kicked his ass into incoming fire during that what was it? That stealth mission inside the enemy spacecraft. I would have fucking kicked.
Speaking of the plot, that way we can move on because we're already an hour. We're only 20 minutes in.
Fucking
Yeah.
douche.
So Optimus ends up taking the humans to meet the other surviving Autobots, which we get a completely different collection this time around, mainly due to marketing, but also because they need new voices since everyone else has died. So we have Bumblebee, who I actually just found out recently. You know who did some of his voice lines? By voice lines, I mean his radio shit.
Oh.
Ben Schwartz.
Wow, really?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
really
he did,
had him
yeah.
coming clearly at one point.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
so
now, yeah.
wild. So you got him. You've also got other new Autobots: Hound, Drift, and Crosshairs. Without looking them up, can you tell me which one is voiced by John Goodman?
Hound.
Yeah, I can. Hound.
Okay. And who's Drift?
Ken Takamura.
Bending, Rodriguez.
Nope.
Ken Takamura, the same dude who said in Godzilla, "Let them fight."
So that's Ken Watanabe.
That line-
Takamura is
that line
nobody
is
else.
pointless.
I don't know who the fuck
I'm
you
sorry,
are, you racist.
I thought it was Takamura. Sorry. I
And
am
yes,
kind of
Crosshairs is John DiMaggio.
Yeah, Crosshairs. Yeah.
Wait, are you drunk?
I'm buzzed.
You son of a bitch. You need to be sober for this.
No, I fucking for this movie. I need to be sober.
Save your drinks for the next movie. Trust me.
No. Last night deserves my soberness because it has Sir Anthony Hopkins.
That's not a good enough reason to stay sober for that movie.
If you are knighted, you deserve me being sober to witness your performance. And I will say, he gives
All
a
right,
damn
so
good
future
performance.
spoilers for the last night. future spoilers for The Last Night. The very beginning, it's Merlin, who is Stanley Tucci, and the very first thing that he does is just fart on screen a bunch.
Yes!
Fart and burp.
Yes!
Nice.
Stanley Tucci is my man and my idol.
Is this what it feels like to get a lobotomy? This conversation feels like this is the closest feeling I'm gonna ever have to brain cells dying in real time.
I know.
The last 5 minutes.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I'm very confused how we got onto this.
I don't know.
And normally I do not talk like this.
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying to make sure you stop. But anyways, so we find out that the Black Ops people have also been working in cahoots, because people actually say that still, with Stanley Tucci's character. He is the lead scientist for something called KSI, where basically they are working on groundbreaking experiment using something called transformium, which we find out it's basically all the metal that Transformers have left behind, whether it's from the stuff that was from during the prehistoric days, or Transformers getting killed and then salvaged. Which is pretty fucked up because all of them are being salvaged.
KSI is a robotics company that the initials actually mean Kinetic Solutions Incorporated, abbreviated to KSI.
Wow, what a generic name. So, yeah, they end up deciding that they want to go to KSI. David, do you remember what happens when they get to KSI?
I don't want to, but I do.
Wow, I feel so bad.
I'm gonna go with the part.
Michael Bay heist movie.
I'm gonna go with the part that actually annoyed me the most, just because it's
Was it anything involving Bumblebee?
Yeah, there we go. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna skip. Okay, it was kind of cute how they got the badges.
That was a good idea.
The boyfriend and father working together, right?
Yeah.
That was good. I did a little jab of being like, hey, I can get this guard attention. That was cute. That was fun. But then we're like, oh man, we have to have these weird jokes that Optimus Prime raised Bumblebee like he was an adolescent kid, so we have to redo Transformers 1 of making him ferociously insecure. Ignore the fact that all of his friends got Omega assassinated and desecrated, and he's aware of it. Let's get mad at this display unit and just be a dick for no reason, and then get absolutely
make things worse for the humans, too.
Right? And then absolutely get because it can't just be the unit by itself. No, let's have a highlight reel of everyone calling him lame and dumb, and then he just loses his shit even more.
I'm not gonna lie,
that was funny.
I really enjoyed that highlight reel because it was really funny.
That part was funny. See, that's why they had to cut T.J. Miller, because they had to put the funny, screen reel in that scene, because T.J. Miller wasn't making anybody laugh.
They foregoed his bonus, that way they can go ahead and put in that reel.
Exactly. Can I pump that CGI budget? But I have to admit, that's where the fun for me in this part kind of ends, because as they go through the building and they discover everything, we see once again Megatron's head is around, and they're like, oh god, the Megatron in general annoys the shit out of me. Being used. I get it, he's the bad guy, but him, I would be totally fine if they just fucked up and used the housing of his spark, and then that ends up being the reason why his things whatever. But then they're like, no, it's like a technovirus in the chromosomes. Oh god.
So I'm gonna go on a limb here. This is actually related to our Beast Machines conversation that we had last week. So spoilers for Beast Machines, if anybody wants to watch that. Megatron ends up dying at one point, and then his spark is removed from his body, and then it decides to stay alive and goes and possesses a whole bunch of other dead Transformers on Cybertron, and it's basically alive because of his hatred for the Maximals. So I'm going to assume that his spark is still around because of his hatred for everything.
Yeah, generational hatred is strong, but unfortunately, because they had that soul conversation prior, we know he actually doesn't have his spark, because he goes, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's sparkless.
I don't have that anymore, so that weakness is gone to me, whatever the fuck it is, when Optimus was talking to him during their fight.
I forgot about that.
So I love the idea. Like, I'm down for petty generational hatred Megatron because I love that about him in Transformers One. Like, I'm down with the pettiness. It's funny. It's great. But
It's
like,
Megatron.
you know, but like when you get Omega decapitated, there's no spark involved, and yet you still manage to like come back, or you're still being used. I'm like, man, I'm tired of this shit.
Oh wait. So what was Megatron being turned into? What was the name?
Galvatron.
Galvatron.
No. So here's the funny thing, and you're gonna be like, "This is so fucking dumb."
It's his
First
G1,
off, the
movie G1 version.
shut up, Paul. Let me explain. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up.
You just trying to shut me up because I know exactly what you're going for. But go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. So they call him Galvatron in this. In the next movie, nothing changes about him at all, and he goes back to being called Megatron.
He still has a goofy transformation thing where he turns into blocks.
No.
Yes, where he turns into voxels.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, that's
in
funny.
Last Night, he doesn't have that.
I briefly remember him like turning into different things using the voxels.
No, he transforms into other things, but you don't see the boxes anymore.
Okay.
I don't remember then. I just remember that he still calls himself Megatron
Yeah,
instead of
he
Galvatron.
goes back to
It's
his
so stupid.
his original look.
It's so stupid. That movie's just garbage.
It is garbage.
Oh, but
Say it wasn't.
But Paul, what was the G1 thing that you wanted to say before I rudely interrupted you?
Galvatron is the name that Megatron takes when in the G1 movie when Unicron takes over his body and rebuilds him.
And who voices him in that?
I don't remember voices him.
Oh my god. Dude. Will, you know who voices him.
Should still be Frank Welker, right?
Nope. Galvatron is Leonard Nimoy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Been so long since I've watched that.
So that's a callback. Anyways.
Oh, call back to Total Prime.
Yes. Now, Paul, you may continue. What happens from here on out?
Oh, after we get the Michael Bay equivalent of Ocean's 13, you know it's true. And I said Ocean's 13, the worst one. We get Mark Wahlberg's character getting literally told the entire point of the villain's prerogative. So James Bond villain with Stanley Tucci, who honestly I still cannot hate because he's Stanley Tucci, and Kelsey Grammer playing the villains, explaining why they need all the Autobots to die so that they can recreate Autobots so they can recreate Cybertronians on their terms that they can control and protect themselves from an intergalactic war, which makes no sense because they invited the bounty hunter to Earth to get Optimus. On top of that, they
Actually, don't give a backstory for the bounty hunter. Lockdown shows up out of nowhere, completely unprompted. They never tell you why he's here, except that he wants Optimus. He claims to work for someone else, never tells you who that is, and they never tell you when he showed up or how he got in touch with humans. You just kind of have to assume, in between the last movie and this one, all of that happened.
Oh, actually, he does say that the creators want Optimus back because he is not.
Yeah, but they don't tell you who that is. They don't tell you anything about their history. He claims that all Autobots and Decepticons were manufactured. He talks about how he's apparently existed for millions of years because he's traveled the entire universe, I guess. I don't know. He speaks like he's super old and he's hunted and come in contact with multiple species all over the galaxy, and then dies to this one, which is funny. But I don't know. They do a lot of like vague world building, but they never actually tell you anything. So it's not world building, it's name dropping and then just assuming as a fan you'll shut up about it or fill in the blanks yourself.
That's like trying to
because that's not world building.
And then making it your canon storyline, even if it's just all over the place.
Small segue to
it doesn't.
Improv
Yeah.
without. It is a Michael Bay feature, which is sadly how I feel James Cameron is, which is world building without needing to explain that you're doing world building and expecting that people are going to pay you millions to continue doing world
I mean, to
building.
be fair, they did.
Very minor
Honestly.
segue. Very minor segue. One, I thought Unicron made all of them. Two, in the movies going forward,
Oh
do
yeah,
we
remember when he existed?
like
Dead
do
now.
they say who the creators are in the next two movies, or is this just a thing they brought up for
Next
this movie
two movies?
and then it
No.
never
No, no, no,
happened
no.
There's
again?
only one movie following this timeline, and that one ends
Yes.
with Optimus Prime going, "Oh,
wait, hold
I'm
on.
a bad guy. Now I'm a good guy."
Paul. Just you're
Yeah,
jumping
yeah,
around
yeah,
way
yeah,
too
way
much.
too much.
So the Last Night, which is the last Bayverse movie, they explain some things and then they don't explain anything else, and then they kind of leave it at a cliffhanger by saying, "By the way, Earth is Unicron." Then they do the new movies, and Unicron is just straight up Unicron. Earth is Earth. Unicron is Unicron.
The
That's all I'm gonna
the
say.
Bumblebee movie isn't Bay.
No.
Bumblebee is Bay produced, but not Bay.
Oh, okay.
It basically resets the canon. They don't explicitly state that they like go into that timeline. It's kind of like the parallel kind of thing that you would see out of like more modern reinterpretations of things.
Oh, because that was the quote unquote second movie I was thinking about, was the Bumblebee one. Okay.
Yeah. So Bumblebee, like, they basically did everything before the first one, and it takes place in the 80s, and it gives you more of that G1 type feel, which honestly, it's a fantastic movie. But they don't really go into too much of the Bayness until the very end of it, where you see Bumblebee turn into the car that Sam picks up from the lot.
Okay.
But they don't really do anything beyond that.
Gotcha. All right, never mind then. Carry on. I was just curious about those two things. That's all.
Yeah, it's weird.
Also, the
When
new
you watch them,
timeline
you will
doesn't
have a better time than with this
involve
movie.
Yeah. Also, Sam is not a part of the new timeline.
Not at all.
No.
So they show off the car he turns into, but the kid involved with that said car. Nah, fuck that guy. You don't need
Yep.
Shia LaBeouf
Pretty
back.
much.
You don't need Shia back.
Well, okay. So the first movie takes place in what, 2007?
Yeah, I think it was current
I
year.
think it's 05. No,
Yeah, it was 2007. No, it wasn't 05 because I didn't graduate high school then. I mean, I had already graduated high school by the time that movie came out. I think it was when we were working at BAM when I got the DVDs. Anyways, sorry, train of thought there. So the Bumblebee takes place in the 80s and Rise of the Beast takes place in the 90s. So if they were to try to fit them into the actual Bayverse, it still takes place beforehand.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Will, so where are we at with the KSI infiltration?
So, despite popular belief, this movie has nothing to do with Prime 1, which is weird. But anyways, KSI is run by Stanley Tucci. He's doing his best budget version of Silicon Valley abusive and angry startup, I run a company, I genius, blah 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 kind of guy. And I don't know if he actually is smart, because at this point he's the CEO, so they never actually show him do anything, and they don't show him explain anything, only show him show off the inventions of others and then take credit for them, including a moment where he corrects one of his scientists where they say, "We've discovered," and he says, "You mean I?" And he goes, "You've discovered." Because technically, as the owner, he claims ownership and rights over everything made at the company. So technically, he invented blankety blank blank. So I don't know that Stanley Tucci's character is actually smart. I assume at some point he was, because he said he started the company when he was young. So back then he was actually doing things. And to be fair, he's probably the most likable character in the movie. Mark Wahlberg's character is likable too, because he's just a guy. He's just there, man. Just shit happens, and he's just there. But other than them, most of the humans in the movie are basically just all villains, with the exception of Dangle, who is just there for a very short time and then written off. And the Chinese characters who are introduced because we're in Stanley Tucci's company. The Chinese cast primarily is a woman who is actually his equivalent, step below him because he runs a company, but she runs the assumption is she runs the entire branch over in China. So she's the head of that entire division of their company, so she gets a lot of weight to what she needs. She also speaks to him and challenges him constantly because she has things she wants out of the company. And from the sound of it, now that I think about it, the way they write her, there's a chance that she had a separate company and they partnered with KSI and essentially got like the two companies combined, which is why she's still in charge because it's still her company. They just changed the name and then they tied themselves into KSI. The big things to take away from all of this, other than that, because that's all important later, is that Stanley Tucci's character made a backroom, really, really dark deal with Kelsey Grammer to get him corpses of Transformers that he can melt down into their component metal, which he can then experiment on and make stuff out of. He doesn't care how the corpses show up, he just wants more bodies. And they ran out of Decepticons, so they started hunting the Autobots, because if it's a Transformer, they can turn it into slag and make it into the metal and then make stuff out of it. And they can download shit from their brain after they kill them, which, and I'm going to make this a very quick side note tangent. When Ratchet dies, and they do nothing with this, he is killed by removing his spark intact, and then Lockdown takes it with him. They never show you what Lockdown does with the spark, and they don't show him break it. They show him take it, and then they never speak of it again. So I have no idea if Lockdown essentially was detaching him from his body so they could steal the corpse, and then taking the spark because his orders were to capture them, not kill them. And by capturing the spark, he takes the thing that animates their body, so that's all that actually matters. So he takes the spark with him, and he's like, that's my proof. He's not dead. Ratchet's still alive.
Just to interject, I did just type in, what did Lockdown do with Ratchet's spark? Per the AI overview, Lockdown extracts Ratchet's spark after refusing to reveal Optimus's location, effectively killing him.
Yes.
The movie doesn't explicitly state what Lockdown does with the spark after extracting it. Some fans theorize that he might have been collecting sparks, while others suggest that the extracted spark would shortly die afterwards.
So they never say. It's just never brought up again. Got it.
Yeah.
That's one of the many threads this film introduces, then drops and never speaks of again.
My headcanon is that it powers the ship somehow. I don't know.
My headcanon is that he sticks it into a case, and that when he returned to his people he worked for, he was going to give it to them. He's like, I recovered some of them in their body, like Optimus, but the value targets, I just took their spark because it's easier to transport, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what matters. So, yeah, I would say that, but it doesn't really matter because the movie doesn't care about it, so neither will we. Anyways, moving on. They do the thing where you find out Stanley Tucci's got his hands in all this. He's the one who was technically sending out the CIA to go do that because he agreed to give them a shit ton of money as a retirement package, essentially, because Kelsey Grammer's been there for so long, but having a government job doesn't pay millions and millions of dollars, which is what he would have gotten if he'd been given all this in KSI. And that's why they've been hunting because of that. And that the character named James Savoy, which I don't remember the actor's name, but he does a good job. He's
Bosch from Bosch.
Sure, I don't know who that is, but whatever.
That's an Amazon show.
He's Shooty McShooty Man. He shoot people, people die. He's basically just a Black Ops operative who's been doing it so long he does not have a moral sense anymore. He doesn't care. He truly just wants to get paid. They do their thing. They break in. They very confusingly break into the lab. Optimus is mad, and then and this is a terribly written scene. They have a philosophical debate, but it's not a debate because Stanley Tucci is murdering and melting down living sentient beings who Optimus knows and cares about. And Stanley Tucci's like, you guys are old news. And I'm like, none of that matters. That's not even the debate you're having. You are ripping apart the dead bodies and also causing the murder of his friends and family. What the hell kind of moral weird thing are you even trying to get into? There's literally no ground to stand on. Optimus just looks at you and goes, you killed my family, then turns around and blows up your lab, then kills you. So, like, I don't understand that scene at all because it doesn't make sense in motivation, and I don't get why Optimus cared. I get him not murdering this dude because he's not explicitly the attack dog killing his people. But I don't understand why he still wouldn't have his team just make the lab, blow up everything there, and then basically stare at him and go, "This is your warning. Stop what you're doing, or I'll be back." And then he just leaves because that's an Optimus thing to do: intimidate instead of kill. I don't understand that scene at all. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, though. Why did Optimus not blow up the lab? Why did he care when Stanley Tucci opened his mouth? Like, dude, you're literally killing his family and then ripping their dead bodies
It's too
apart.
expensive for
What the
Michael
fuck
Bay
are
to
you
afford
talking about?
Columbus destroying that much property in the USA.
No,
I
that
mean,
makes
I
no sense
guess.
considering the budget. The budget was 210
Yeah, the
million.
budget. They had the money to blow up anything they wanted, and they could just CG the stuff they couldn't physically blow up. Which, credit
Which
to them, they paid for a lot of real stuff to explode.
that they did. And I also want to point out, did you guys notice that the daytime CGI didn't look terrible this time?
Yeah, no, this movie
Yeah.
looks good. The animation team did a really good job.
I'll say
I
this
was
much,
really shocked by
CGI
that.
has deteriorated since the days of shit.
I mean, you can say that, but CGI also has gotten a lot better. It just really all depends on how much effort they actually put into it. And
You know what?
this one, they actually did put a lot of good effort into it, which I was really shocked by.
I'll say this.
They did.
Modern not have a CGI quality of the current that we.
Well, you're talking about the Marvel in general, and you're right, but that's because they put everything on a server farm, and then they tell them to crunch it from day one, and it usually ends up looking like shit afterwards. For instance, Ant-Man 3. That movie is pure garbage and looks like pure garbage. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but no, like the CGI in that movie is bad.
I love myself too much to watch Ant-Man 3, I'm sorry.
You should not, and I'm glad that you didn't. I'm proud of you, and I would give you kudos, but I don't have any to give since I used all of them up trying to
Thank you.
boot Paul.
If we're going to, and this after this, we're going right back to the movie. As a real quick tangent, the best modern example of CGI look bad, but there are very specific reasons, the movie Cats. That movie looks
Oh,
bad
God.
because all of this came out because the actors decided to throw the special effects team under the bus as A-list actors, which is just not classy and a shitty move. I don't like them for doing that. Fuck you. You were paid millions of dollars. Shut your damn mouth. Don't throw a bunch of other artists under the bus because you don't like what people online talking shit about you. Fuck off. You are paid enough to not care. The people who made that are all struggling to feed their families. Screw you. But
They also didn't animate cat buttholes, so just saying.
the reason that looked bad is because
I want to see dinosaur butthole. Give me a fucking balloon knot. I'm kidding.
the reason that it looked like shit is because they did not give them enough time to finish. Explicitly, they have said that. The company came out after being dragged by everyone and being the butt of it. They're like, no, fuck you. We weren't given enough time. If we had been given more time, it would have looked better. You didn't let us do our job correctly. They spent like 6 to 9 months on that thing, and it should have been a lot longer than that. Most of those shots are pure CGI, and they did a shit ton of motion capture.
Well, that movie came out with DLC.
You can't make it look good.
It came out with DLC. It was literally released in theaters the second time with better
Yes.
CGI.
Yes, exactly. Because they gave them so little time to finish that they were like, well, shit, this is barely a half render. They did it again, still not enough time, still not enough funding and all that other stuff. And then when it comes out and looks bad, everyone who's at top level decides to go, oh, no, it wasn't us. We didn't do anything wrong. Those guys in special effects are garbage people who suck at their job. And then they got mad about it because, yeah, fuck you. What? Just because you're the name on the box doesn't mean you get to trash the other people working on your film. That's not how that works.
Back to the movie.
So,
this movie CGI is actually pretty spot on. It is weird.
I was impressed with a lot of the shots that they have for lining them up. Like they'll have a CGI thing very clearly. They took a real thing where they blew something up and moved a thing, and then they animated something else on top of that. It was all very seamless.
You could actually see with the way that they did Lockdown how he kept jumping from building to building or climbing on top of shit.
They focused.
Even if they did like either close-ups or far away stuff, he still looked like he actually belonged there on the screen. So I was really happy with that.
You did.
One thing I was not happy with was the way that they did the Galvatron scene next. That whole fight scene was really pointless, and it was only there just to point out that Galvatron exists and he wants to kill Prime. It's pretty much it. And he's not shown
but that
until
makes
the
sense.
very end of the movie. And with that, the way that Galvatron is shown, every movement that he makes, it does the voxel thing, which was really popular prior to this movie. So, do you guys remember the game Knack?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember?
There's 2 of that.
If you remember, Knack is basically full of voxels because he has different forms, and one of them is a giant voxel beast, and that's essentially what PlayStation and everything else was trying to do at the time. And by that point, voxels were already phased out. You don't really see them all that much anymore, and it's just really jarring to see that. And I get why they did it, because the whole idea of him, not being a full-on, one thing, like, it's the fact that he's multiple micro things combining into it. I don't know, it was just weird to me.
Yeah, but this is the last time I think you... But personally, the only thing that really dates it for me is the scientist being a brony. That stuck out so much.
Oh, that's because this was Hasbro.
Yeah.
That's because this is Hasbro, and Hasbro owns both of those things, so they could use both without having to care.
Yeah.
That got me.
It's a nod to the fact that Hasbro owns both. That's really all that is.
That's really, and the fact that they were using the
hey, we own both of these things.
Random jokes every now and then. Yeah. So David, what happens after the Galvatron fight?
I don't. This is where I told you before, where after the Galvatron fight, this is where things start to get a little fuzzy for me, because...
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
Because...
That's farther into the film.
Yeah, no. The middle part of this film is kind of a blank blur to me, because after the Galvatron fight,
wow,
I don't actually know what happens for a while, because I remember just being kind of bored. Like, the more they kept talking, I know they went to go rendezvous somewhere and try to talk out what their next steps were going to be, and, and there's more like, fuck humans, you guys keep trying to kill us shit. I know that, but like... So
Lockdown takes him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lockdown steals Optimus.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. The girl gets captured. That's what... Okay, I was focusing on the girl in my brain. That's right.
Yeah, well, technically she is the focus for that scene. Yeah. Optimus gets knocked out, but the focus emotionally is supposed to be her getting captured.
No, you just triggered a memory in my brain that makes me weird about this movie.
Oh, wow.
Okay, how many times in this movie does Optimus Prime get fully penetrated through and through, and he's completely fine? I counted like 5 times.
Every fight, he always gets blasted straight through the chest, and nothing bad has happened to him.
Yeah,
he just gets back up and is fighting like nothing.
Lockout shoots him through the. You see the bullet go through him twice in that scene on the highway, and he's laying against the car and he gets captured, and then like later on, he takes another shot through the chest 2 more times at the end, and then the sword. There's like 5 times. There's like 5 pure through and through shots. I think Optimus Prime is made out of voxel at this point in time, because in the second movie he got shot through the chest all the way through and through once, and he like blew apart.
Mm-hmm. So you know what's really funny? This is future spoilers for Rise of the Beast. There's another fight, and he gets full on fucking sword through the chest, and he's still alive.
I'm thinking about the original 3 trilogies. Like, I remember when he has that that standout fight in the middle of the field, and Sam's trying to run away. He's like surrounded by like 4 Decepticons. He gets shot through like right above the left lung, and that entire shoulder blade connection is just gone with one shot.
The way that I see it, the moment that an actual Autobot dies and they come back on screen, they are now filled with plot armor. They cannot be killed ever again, despite the damage. Yeah.
It's all just boxes now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they do a good job. I'm just going to call this one of the many threads of this film that just they don't talk about. Do you remember when Optimus was like nearly dying at the beginning of the movie, and he says, "My Autobots can heal me," and then he just magically heals himself over the course of like 2 days by just not fighting anyone?
So he got repaired by Mark Wahlberg.
No, he didn't.
Who, by the way, we never said his name. It's Cade Yeager.
It is Cade Yeager.
Name.
Well, the thing is, he gets repaired through like a dubious amount of time passing, because T.J. Miller gets there with supplies, and it's still like before noon.
Yeah.
And then the people showed up.
It's only been a day.
Noon.
It's barely been a day.
It wasn't even a day.
Like, he has at most, I'm being extremely generous, he has at most an hour alone with Optimus Prime. to do
Yep.
something. And then he gets into his battle form where he looks kind of shitty because he's using the previous skin, and then with all the same bullet holes inside of him as they're driving around after the end of the farm scene, he just sheds his skin like he's like doing a full girl boss moment.
Literally,
and
too,
all
because you
the
can see all
bullets
the
are
shit
gone.
fall to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is strange because once again you see going back to the spaceship scene. What do we see after this happen to him again? He's constantly getting stuck with hooks and dragged around, and like he's completely fine. Like I'm just so confused by how much damage and abuse this guy can take. When in the previous fucking movies, he had multiple moments where he just turns into paper mache until the very end of the movie, and I'm just like, what the flying fuck?
Yeah.
He's Optimus Prime. He can take whatever you can give him.
Oh no.
That has a hidden meaning that I don't want to explore.
But going back
thank you for avoiding it.
I didn't want to acknowledge it.
Oh.
I had to reject it. But real quick before we talk about the spaceships more, shout out to Stanley Tucci for making Steve Jobs less evil somehow. With his
yes.
Shout out, talented, generational actor. He found a way to redeem Steve Jobs in this movie. Because by the way, that's like a lot of shit that he does with the whole like taking idea thing is a thing that Steve Jobs was kind of criticized for. Like Bill Gates too to a certain extent, but Steve Jobs was the one that got mad about it the most. Like there's
he was definitely an homage to him.
People called him out about it, and he got pissed off because people called him out on it.
Yep.
Well, when you have a giant ego, of course you'll get pissed off. I mean, just look at Elon.
Right. So you get into this giant ship where we don't know where it came from, even though it's implied that Optimus knows something about this ship. It's significant somehow. Don't ask. We don't get to find out.
And
then
even Optimus doesn't fucking know about it. He literally does express.
Well, that's not true
times.
because
I have no idea.
Well, he knows some of it is because there's an altar where all the dumb fucking swords for the knights are that are all not there, but were captured. But they're no. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna get a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
But
Will, what happens when they get on the ship?
On the ship?
Yeah.
Well, so they want to go save people. They want to save Optimus. They want to save Cade Yeager's daughter named Tessa.
Tessa. Oh,
and that's her name.
As fuck and doesn't know how to hide.
So they go to save her, and they get on the ship, and they're running around. And I will say, they have it's weird. The writing in the movie is like at times absolutely awful, and then at times it like wakes up from a stupor and goes, "Oh, actually, here's a scene that should happen because it makes sense." So they show Bender's green I shoot people Autobot, who is basically just every rogue in D&D ever, who's like,
just to interject real quick, I love the new cast of Autobots. They are fucking awesome. However, they are also very forgettable.
Man,
Drift is pointless. He doesn't do anything.
You and I are two people on the opposite ends. Fuck all of these motherfuckers. They all suck. All of them suck.
Well, you wouldn't have to deal with them if Michael Bay hadn't spent the last two movies, this one and the one before, killing off everyone else.
Big true.
If he had just kept the cast from the first three movies and not murdered them all, you wouldn't have to keep getting new ones. But, you know.
I miss Iron.
Anyways, they get on there, and they get on the ship, and there's a conversation between Crosshair and where Crosshair legitimately goes, "All right, the fuck are we doing on this ship? Let's just leave."
Yep.
Because he has that moment of clarity, like, I don't want to die. Get me off of this stupid ship. And Hound points a gun at him and goes, "Here's your motivation. I don't shoot you." And we go find Optimus, and he's like, "I'm on your side now."
Point taken.
But that makes sense. It's essentially the barbarian, or like it's essentially the fighter having a conversation with the rogue, where the rogue's like, "Wait, I'm not getting paid." And he goes, "How about I don't stab you? I like that. I like not getting stabbed. I will continue to work with you." And then they just move on, and they immediately go back to what they were doing. They walk around the ship. At some point, they get chased by alien transformer dog things. that are never explained
Nope.
or talked about, that speak a language that we don't understand. I don't even think it's Cybertronian. Um, and then they find her, they find Optimus. Turns out there's a bunch of other knights that are not just dinosaurs, but like 4 times the size of a normal transformer and dinosaurs. It's inferred that they are also maybe knights, like old Cybertronian knights who have been, and I'm not exaggerating, stuck in this for potentially millions of years. They've been stuck in this ship with lockdown, which would explain a lot of their behavior and the fact that they never actually talk. Because I'm just going to assume their brains are broken and they don't like think all that much anymore. But I guess they do because at one point later in the movie, somebody name drops one of them, meaning that they spoke to say what their
Crosshair.
name was. So
Crosshair.
that happened off screen though,
Crosshair
so it doesn't matter.
speaks to Spike, the
Crosshair, yeah, he says
he speaks to
slag?
the
Spike. Yeah.
Spinosaurus, and says, "I have no problem riding with you anytime, Spike."
Oh yeah,
Out
that's
of
literally the
nowhere.
very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means that he talked and he knows his name, which means that the Dinobots do speak. We just never hear it. And theoretically, they only speak Cybertronian, not English, because they never got the patch. But anywho, they rescue Optimus. He gets them off the ship by explaining, "Hey, I do know what this ship is." Lockdown wasn't talking out of his ass when he said all that, and he tells them, "Go break off into one of those wings. Each one of them is essentially an escape pod. We can just take it and fly away," which they do. But while they're doing that, Cade rescues his girl, and he, the boyfriend, and the daughter climb onto a very precarious set of cables really,
This
really
scene was
high up
not
in the air.
needed.
And then he didn't do anything except accidentally discover that the knives they had picked up, which are swords for them, are actually also guns. Which, to be fair, Cade would have figured out in like 10 seconds when he like smacked it into one and it popped into a gun, and he goes, "Oh," and then fires
Oh
it.
no.
So again, the boyfriend is pointless and just absolutely pointless. No reason for him to be here except as a
He
teddy bear so that the daughter
surrenders.
has something to
He
help her come down.
surrenders the moment they get caught.
Oh, he does.
Not even the moment they get caught.
He
The
does.
moment he hears
It's a weird.
growling
It's a
coming
weird
around the
moment.
corner, he surrenders. He's like, I surrender.
Yeah.
It's very
I
weird.
surrender."
I don't know why that happens. That, I'm gonna be honest, that feels out of character because it comes out of nowhere.
It just
Like
further
he's
makes
been
his
running
character
this whole
pointless.
time. It's just like there's no, it feels against the very little writing they've given him, but also is again totally pointless because who cares? And I don't understand why he's in the movie, and I feel like there's a draft of this where he's an actual person. And I don't know where that draft is, but I assume it's the one they didn't go with.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Um,
Anywho, going forward, the dogs wind up cutting a bunch of the ropes, and then Bumblebee has to save them by jumping off and catching them as they fall into the side of a building, which is a pretty sweet animated scene.
All I'll say is
And
Bumblebee
then
being Bumblebee, saving human beings from their stupidity.
they weren't stupid. They were getting off the ship the only way they knew how. It was either that or stay on the ship as it flies to
yeah, I
outer
don't like
space.
your tone, Paul.
I'm sorry. Didn't Cade and Shane know that they were going to break off a limb of the ship and escape from there?
No, they didn't because they weren't in the room when that line was said. They were literally nowhere near the Transformers. They split the party as soon as they get to the ship, which I'm also going to point out for you makes no sense because they say, "You guys go find her, we're going to go find Big Boss Man." And I'm going to pause the movie there. Logically, that's stupid. Why would you do that? The humans have no way of getting off this ship. It's flying like 50 stories in the air, and humans don't fly. How were the humans going to get off? They happened to get to those cables, but if they hadn't, they would have been on the ship as it flew into outer space and like blipped away from Earth. So the Autobots had no way of saving the humans. They got lucky that Bumblebee happened to follow them. It makes no sense that they would split the party like that. I don't understand their logic there. It almost feels like they were like, fuck the humans, they'll probably die. Because they would have. Literally,
I
they
have
would have just
better
died.
reasoning.
I don't
I have
understand
better reasoning.
why.
Pad out the time.
Yeah, I guess to give, Bumblebee a shot to save people because, but yeah, the only people who knew that Optimus was saved and they were going into the thing were Optimus, Hound, Drift, and Crosshair because the four of them Nobody else knew. Bumblebee wasn't there, so he didn't know. The humans weren't there, so they didn't know. So theoretically, Optimus would have been safe. The three other Autobots would have been safe, and then Bumblebee and the humans would have been light years from Earth, and then just like gotten hunted down and killed. I guess.
I
It's
to
very
them
weird.
jumping off,
That scene
we
is
end
very
up getting
confusing.
a scene between the Black Ops guys and Lockdown where he gives them the seed because they think that's going to be the thing that will save humanity
Yes.
and give them their new technological boom.
Well, it would have worked. It would have worked because setting the seed off would generate a shit ton of that, and we need a lot less than they do because we just do. Like, we don't need multiple of those going off to harvest. Like, they weren't exaggerating, I think, when they said we'd have enough for the next 100 years. That's probably just lighting one of those off would probably be enough for humans to use for the next 100 years because also we always have an eye for
Yeah,
efficiency and
but
we would just kind of shrink stuff down over time. You have no reason to
you would
make
think that they would
bigger
know how
robots
it
and bigger
works,
robots. Like, that's just not a thing you
considering
need.
all
So
the things that they've had to do in order to get that seed, and they're like, all of a sudden, they're freaking out because they're like, oh shit, it's actually a bomb. No fucking shit. How else do you expect it to work?
Okay, first off, I don't understand Stanley Tucci's the writing for Stanley Tucci's character because he first announces that he knows it's a bomb and he was planning to set it off in the middle of the Mojave Desert. The middle of the Mojave
uninhabited
Desert,
area.
so that they could create some more transformium that he literally says
Transformium.
trademark transformium.
I mean, it's not just the Stanley Tucci writing; it's the writing for the entire movie.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying the writing for Stanley Tucci's character. But I mean, literally, and then him later on asking how big of a blast it's gonna be. If you're planning to let it off in the Mojave Desert, you kind of have an idea that it's gonna be a big fucking blast.
Yeah, and speaking from blasts from the past, now going into the present, we have lots of explosions that happen in China. David, tell me about this Dark Souls fight.
This Dark Souls fight?
Yeah. I know.
You jumped a lot, by
so
the way.
I'm assuming you
skipped quite a bit.
You mean the T-Rex that Optimus Prime goes 1v1 on, and him going,
Yep.
guys, come to freedom at the barrel of my gun if you don't follow me into Hong Kong.
Then you will die.
You will die.
I never understood the writing for that scene. I was very confused. Like, did the Dinobots, like, were they testing him to see if he was strong? Are they sentient? They never speak. All they do is growl. Like, I'm very confused by everything with the
These are my
Dinobots. None of it
questions.
makes sense.
1. Originally, Optimus Prime is a Prime who was given access to a better spark, whatever, all spark, etc. Right? His whole spiel. And every Prime has had the spark of leadership, and then there was multiple Primes, but it could be one spark of leadership. And in the Bayverse, they all turn themselves into a fucking door, right? That's what happened to all of them. They all got turned into a door. So now, so because there's that whole succession, it's kind of implied that there is like essentially a process in which one would get chosen to become a Prime. So are all of the other Primes also like these night slave things that were supposed to be doing whatever the creator wanted? And if
it's not explained,
and if it's not the Dinobots, because remember he said, he goes, I've been hunting the Knights down. Optimus Prime is the last one, but the only ones we see are non-verbal and act more like mounts than they actually are knights, even though when they do transform, they have weaponry like they're knights, but 80% of the time they're fucking dinosaurs being treated like a mount. I don't know why half that shit in China happened. I don't know. I don't know why when there's a big suck-off magnet like 15 minutes later, the Triceratops and Optimus Prime gets sucked up, but the flying one is completely fine. Why?
That whole magnet scene was so stupid.
And then my brain wait a minute, wait, hold on. Maybe that one's lighter than the others, right? Okay, then why is it sucking the seat up and about to crush fucking Tucci against the ceiling? Like, none of it. And then even then, it takes the car up. So why is the flyer fine? You know what? No, my brain. Okay, no, because we're gonna go back to Dark Souls. Go back to Dark Souls.
All I have to say is this.
You broke
They-
David.
they
I don't
bring
like
up-
this.
They bring up in the beginning of the movie that every other country is jealous of America because America has the Transformers and is trying to steal the technology. They bring that up in the very beginning of the movie. Like Kelsey Grammer's character brings it up. Oh, they're trying to steal our Transformers tech so they can develop weapons.
Yeah, the Russians or whatever.
Yeah,
bidding war or some
Russians,
shit,
Chinese, everybody is buying up the Transformer debris from Chicago.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, well, and then Stanley Tucci's character is like, you know what? I'm going to move production of my Transformers, my personal Transformers to China. We're already planning on building everything in China anyways.
I need to move my iPhone factory.
It's
Pretty much.
yeah.
But
The,
no,
the whole
it literally
idea
wasn't,
between
I'm
going from one
planning-
to the next doesn't make sense.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
the-
I'm planning on moving my production, my production factory to China. My production
We get what you're
factory
saying. It
is
makes no
in
sense
China already. They already built models already.
It's basically there to say, hey, so all these things that were part. Oh, I remember now. Because Galvatron awakens and he ends up wrecking shit, and he ends up getting his quote-unquote army of other voxel-based bullshit.
How many of them were there?
And then I
50.
think there were
50.
6.
50.
They said that
There were 50?
they
There
gave
were
a number.
50.
Yeah.
The number.
There was
Oh,
50
I didn't remember. I
units.
think at that point I
There was
wasn't
50
paying attention.
units, not including the
Yep.
not including the Oreo Transformer.
Yeah, that one
I
didn't
don't
count.
want to know what you're talking about, but anyways.
There is a scene where you can tell that Oreo paid so much money to be present because they had their own Transformer, just like in the first movie when Mountain Dew paid for their own Transformer.
Well, I'll be damned. That's sad. I didn't notice that, and I probably don't want to.
It actually was the only one who said, "Oh no, I'm going down," as it got shot in the middle of Optimus Prime and the other Autobots attacking the building. It is literally the only one that actually gets specifically shot and has an "Oh no, I'm going down" as it gets destroyed.
So they have this giant magnet that's attacking everything, and they decide to try and disable that before they end up, fighting Lockdown for the giant fight. And by the way, I know I skipped a lot, but to be fair, there's a whole lot of nothing that happens. So,
That is true.
so they end up disabling the magnet.
They don't
it's
disable
such a
the
weird,
magnet.
cool scene. Yeah, they do.
No.
They do.
Optimus shoots
No,
it with
no,
a missile.
No, they do. Yeah, Optimus Prime shoots it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't.
If you
I
blow it
didn't
up,
know
it's
that-
disabled.
Damn.
Yeah,
I must have left during a potty break for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
The
The,
movie was so damn long.
the moment I said why didn't the fucking flyer get sucked up, but the Triceratops and Optimus Prime did, like 30 seconds later, Optimus Prime shoots the center of the ship and destroys the magnet.
Then it's no more
Yeah.
magnet.
So then it's a fight between Optimus and Lockdown, and Cade Yeager is there, along with Kelsey Grammer's character. Optimus fucking murks Kelsey
Oh, he does.
Grammer.
100%. He
After his
murks him.
speech- After his speech.
Yeah, it was worth it. That was actually a really good kill.
Mm-hmm.
But the fight between Optimus and Lockdown, and then Bumblebee. Oh,
Bumblebee
that
had
was awesome.
him. Bumblebee had him. If that fight would have
And-
continued on, Bumblebee could have
Oh.
turned it around.
And I almost forgot. So you were talking about penetration with Optimus, Hugh. He gets stabbed and is lodged into a building by his
Yep,
own
just
sword.
stuck there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when Bumblebee comes in along with Cade Yeager. They're distracting Lockdown. They end up using. This is the only time that Shane Vacuum, he shows up and actually does one useful thing,
Yeah.
and it's to help Optimus take his sword out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is the
But
only good slow-mo. That is the only good slow-mo in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so Optimus ends up freeing himself. He ends up. I think he decapitates Lockdown, doesn't he?
No,
He
splits
stabs
in two.
him. He split,
Oh, splits him in half.
yeah, splits. Yeah, center of the chest, upward straight up to the skull.
That was actually a really cool visual. I like that. And then they killed the rest of the drones with Lockdown's grenades, and I'm like, that doesn't seem safe for anybody.
Yeah, and thinking that Optimus's body is going to save them from that metallic coating grenade
Oh,
that
he
Lockdown
saves
shoots
them
out.
because he flies away. Optimus can fly now.
Oh,
Without the jet fire
Yeah, he
stuff.
just can fly. They don't explain it. He just does it out of nowhere, and then for the rest of the movie, he can fly out of nowhere.
He's
For the
Peter Pan
next
now.
15 minutes, he can fly.
I can fly. I can fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just that too. He escapes Earth's gravity and atmosphere
Yep.
with just a shield.
Yep. He's totally fine.
To keep him safe
Will,
from the...
what's Optimus's last line?
Oh, he's calling out to his creators, essentially saying, "I'm coming for you. Leave Earth alone. I leave you Autobots to guard this family as they helped us." And then he does "My people need me," the meme. He literally does that and flies off into space. And then he calls out to his creators saying, "I'm coming for you." And after 3 real life hours, you realize you've been watching part 1 to be continued in part 2. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? 3 hours and you
And we don't
didn't
even get
finish
part
your
3.
story.
We don't even get part 3.
Oh, there was going to be a part 3, so part 2 doesn't finish it?
Dude, so the ending of the next movie, I mean, again, future spoilers, everybody saves the day, Quintessa ends up still surviving, and then she ends up meeting somebody who's like, have you heard the tale of Unicron the Wise, or some bullshit?
Unicron the Wise, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you like that, Darth Plagueis? Yeah, so that's Transformers Age of Extinction. Guys, half that movie is great. The other half, what the fuck?
You know what? I want to
no
do a
reason
slight
for this
correction.
to be 3 hours. It was just a waste.
There's a slight correction. There's a singular reason why the breakaway in the spaceship had to happen. One singular reason. They had to transform Mark Wahlberg, the Happening, into Mark Wahlberg, the action star, because they needed to give him a gun, and they had to do funny gun shenanigans, because holy fucking shit does that gun do fucking work.
Oh, it does.
Get tiny alien gun.
That tiny man that is like multiple stories shorter than oh my god, hold on, no, shut up. He parried lockdown to fucking flame attack.
He did.
Yes,
he Dark Souls.
It should have. That should have killed him. No, he should have killed him.
Dark
that
Souls 2 power stance parried him.
Yep.
On his back, on the ground, unable to move. Just your 3-story tall blade is being parried by my 6-inch wide biceps.
Hey, Paul, I know that you're excited. Just calm down a little bit because you're coming across to where I can't hear you.
Yeah, you spiked your mic. So
you're
we
peaking
can
your
hear
mic.
You. Yeah.
You were breaking it.
That was just pointless. That fight was pointless.
Like
him fighting them was pointless.
Him parrying that, and by the way, we only ever see this in anime, like One Piece, for instance. It actually does happen in One Piece. This is like getting a butter knife and cutting a house in half. Like,
yeah.
And that gun does so much work. To go back to your Transformium thing about needing so less of it. If a singular person goes, let's copy that stupid sword design with the Transformium, you won't ever have to make Transformers again. It's a wrap. Why would you make this big dumb robot that could destroy your infrastructure when you could shoot a hole in his chest with the noisy cricket from Men in Black?
Yep. Yep.
I'm surprised you went that reference and not Gunblade from FF8.
No, because the Gunblade in FF8 is weak as shit.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Wow.
It is. It's a shitty attack. It's literally a basic attack. It's the weakest thing in your arsenal.
It's only really impressive as the gun part when, what is it? It's not Rough Divide. It's the second one where you do a beam of light and slam it down.
Oh yeah, that you smack it with it.
Oh, look at me! I know FF8 skills.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know it's not Rough Divide. It's the second one. Listen, the first 2 discs are great. Don't talk to me about the rest of the game, all right? I don't want to hear it. But
it's a 2-disc game. Got it.
Yeah, it's a 2-disc game. Look, Final Fantasy VIII, best 2 disc in the series. The next worst 2 disc in the series is the next 2 disc Final Fantasy VIII. But anyways, not the point.
So,
Top
Now
antibody.
that we're done with the movie and we're talking about games, I do want to let you know there was a tie-in for this movie.
What do you mean?
Oh, just a
There we
little horrible video game called Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the third game in the
in the
the
series.
Cybertron series.
Yep. So this one wasn't made by High Moon. We've actually already discussed this before when we were talking about Transformers stuff, but
Because
this
High
one was
Moon's
done
games
by
are
Edge of
art. They're so
Reality.
good.
I know. This one was done by Edge of Reality. It's a company that is no longer around.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
They get
their
closed all
last-
the time now.
Their last game was Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Yeah. Before that, they did Pitfall, Lost Expedition in 2004, Shark Tale, Over the Hedge. They basically did a lot of licensed stuff.
A lot of licensed
They
stuff.
they did the Incredible Hulk game.
Oh, that was a good game.
The one that people actually liked.
The PS2 one. Yeah, that's a good game.
Okay, no,
But
I do have one thing to say. We should be giving Mark Wahlberg's daughter some credit for this, showing that her only movie prior to this was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh fuck, that was her?
She's right. She was Katara.
She was Katara? Oh, poor girl.
Yeah.
I'm glad she still got work after that. I'm glad that all the people in that movie still kept getting work, I think, because they don't deserve what he did to that series.
I'm sorry. I was like, why? Who is
Shyamalan.
this chick? And then I just saw,
Oh.
So it looks like that she is still getting work, but for this particular movie, she actually got some awards where she was nominated and won. She ended up winning CinemaCon Rising Star with Shane Vacuum Cleaner. She also got a nomination for Golden Raspberries for Worst Supporting Actress. So, anyways, yeah, this had obviously it had certain direction and certain writing that we can all agree on was not great. But it does have some moments. It does have some moments that are just, for lack of a better word, visually entertaining. Do you guys have any moments from this that you think are actually, I don't know, anything that stands out that actually managed to make you laugh or think, you know what, this was actually worth it?
I'll go first.
Getting
Okay,
facepalm by his hot Asian security girl when he thought.
Jeez, you would.
What that? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a big Stanley Tucci fan, and I've never seen him kiss another woman in cinema, and that was a great way of keeping him playing a straight character from kissing another woman. I thought it was hilarious, and I do also love his line when they're all running away with the missile, and Kate says, "Do you want me to knock you out?" And him saying, "Yes, so I wouldn't be a part of this anymore." That was perfect. That was a perfect line to respond back to it. And anytime anytime he has any of those deliveries, it just feels so natural. It feels so natural for him to say that. But that's my personal feeling.
What about you, David?
What'd you say, Sean? You cut out.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having issues on my end.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay, as my usual self, I'm going to say the joke version and the serious one. Funny enough, it's going to be both humans this time around. Shout out to Spirit Halloween TJ Miller.
So dark.
Press F, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's so dark. So dark.
Hey, respects.
Oh.
But my actual favorite scene is going back to the Texan / guy from Boston, Mark Wahlberg.
He's from Boston, Texas.
Hitting that guy in the Boston. He's from Boston, Texas.
He moved to Paris.
Hitting that dude in the face with a football and then pushing him out like. He pulled out that knife, being like, "I got a knife," and then he like football.
That falling scene after, I'm like, this is screaming 50s.
That line though, where he hits him with an actual action one-liner. I have a family too. He's like, yeah, but I'm the only one who's gonna get to see mine again. I was like, Jesus, that's actually really good. What the fuck? That scene is very, very good.
The only way
Yeah.
that scene could be slightly better is if there was a little bit of a slight cut into the body making impact. They did a very safe
Like a
version of
splat?
showing it fall back,
Mhm.
right? Not. I'm not even have to see the gore, but like I would have seen that last little impact before it then gets taken off screen. Is like that last little like fuck you to that guy. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
That guy was an
you know
asshole.
What? I just realized this is foreshadowing because when he ends up hitting him with the football, he did the same thing with T.J.
Yeah,
Miller.
that's
Where it
exactly
actually
what
hits him
that
in the
was. That
fucking
was a
head.
callback to
yeah.
that
Oh,
scene
shit.
from 2 hours and 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's funny. Let's make a comedic scene into
Yeah.
something kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that was my scene. Yeah.
What about you?
I'm
Will?
gonna be totally honest. I really enjoyed Hound. He's a lot of. I mean, it helps that they hired a good actor who can do a lot with their voice. Yeah, John Goodman.
John
He's.
Goodman.
I like John Goodman and a lot of the
Yeah.
things he's done, and he did a good work with Hound in it. I like what he brought to the character, and I also liked writing for Hound is weird because like Hound is. It's almost like Hound is playing the character of big blow stuff up dude, but like secretly on the inside he's actually kind of tender because he has these little moments like twice where he says somebody will say something and then he immediately comments on it and you're like, "Yes, that's true. Why did the big dumb blow up things guy just say that?" I'm sorry, what? Because at some point somebody's
Mm.
like talking shit about him being like big and like fat, and then he goes, "That's mean," and he just straight flat says that, just like quietly on the side, and you're like, "What?" I mean, he's right, it is, but like,
Oh, he says that to Stanley Tucci.
what? What?
He says that to Stanley Tucci.
Because Stanley Tucci was talking shit about them
Oh,
about how
man.
they're old and
Yeah.
whatnot, and he's like, "Well, that's mean," and I'm like, "Hold on." The big blow things up. I answer all my problems with explosives and a gun, and I chew on like bullets. That guy is sitting here like, "Well, that was hurtful. Why would you say that?" And
He
you,
uses a bullet as a fucking cigar.
I know, and then he actually bites it and shoots somebody, which is a solid moment, by the way. Um,
It is.
but I like Hound a lot
um,
because there's just it's so weird. There's stuff going on with his character. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
he
But
recorded.
probably Hound.
He recorded one of his lines from Big Lebowski that that Bumblebee uses.
Okay, yeah, he. Well, I mean, he was in Big Lebowski, and it's him talking, so
Yeah,
they
I
could
know.
use a
Like
soundbite, and it would just be him. But yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I was a little
recorded that line.
surprised they didn't have his character. Oh, he re-recorded it for the movie?
Yeah, because I
I,
pay attention. He says it in a different tone of voice, like the "I'm cool, I'm
okay,
cool."
so yeah, they. Yeah, so. Oh, okay, yeah, they probably just had him. No, that is cool, and I really liked Hound a lot in the movie. He was fun. It feels like the kind of character there's a little bit more going on with, and maybe would have been nice to see something of. But I know the Bayverse is human centric, which I'm not usually a huge fan of. I've noticed that's the one thing that kind of takes me out of like the Michael Bay movies, or specifically like the 2014 Godzilla. They've concentrated too much on the human angle, and that kind of bores me because like
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that before. I can watch a movie where humans experience, war, which is basically all this is. I can see that. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the title card, Transformer. That's why I'm bothering to watch your film.
No,
It's
no, no, no.
kind
Well,
of
it's
annoying.
Transformer.
Oh, sorry, Transformer. I just live in Paris, Texas. Can't you hear my thick accent from always living in Texas with my family?
You sound like you're from Milwaukee, trying to sound like you're actually from Boston.
Yeah, well, he didn't have a southern accent, and in his words, he lived in that town only, had a kid as a teenager, has never moved away or gone anywhere else, but has zero Texas. I'm sorry. Seriously? Can't have no accent. You live only in one place. That's ridiculous. I don't even live where I was born,
So,
and I have minor accents from words that I say that are actually a mark of where I was born. Come on, man.
Mark. Anyways,
Yeah, actually, they're a marky mark of where I was born, which is right where he was
so
born. But yeah,
I'm gonna copy David here. I'm gonna give my joke answer, and then I'm gonna give my real answer. My joke answer is one moment from Stanley Tucci where he is running with the bomb in his bag, and he's trying to get away so that way he can find a way to get rid of the bomb, and he's stuck behind a bunch of old Asian
yep.
women, and he goes like, "Hello, hello, can you move? Can you move? Does anybody know Chinese for get the fuck out of the way?"
Honestly, the him
Love that
running
line.
with the bomb, that whole like the mad, 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 mad world like sequence of him running with the bomb. honestly kind of pulls off like slapstick pretty well. Because the whole thing is goofy as shit.
Oh, it
He
does.
knows it's a bomb. He is aware that it's a bomb before he drags it in the car. The person driving the car and the other woman in the vehicle have no idea he just put a bomb in the car with them. They just know they're away from the explosions
Mm-hmm.
and the shooting. And then they're like, wait, we have a bomb in our car? What the hell? Why are you doing that to us?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I say
So-
that gives the same vibe as Adam West. Sometimes you just can't
Yep.
get rid of it.
100%. It's just that's that whole thing. It's an odd thing to have in this type of movie, but it works.
So that's my joke answer. My real answer, I had already mentioned it before by calling it the Dark Souls fight, but
beat that
it's
scene.
when Optimus squares up against Grimlock. And
You really like
it
that
is
part.
straight up a Dark Souls fight. The way that he just comes charging out and he does
Mm-hmm.
his ground pound combos like as if he's some fucking tall, menacing boss character. Dude, oh my god. Oh my god. Everything about that is just so cool, and it only lasts a minute.
Yeah. Like,
But
I would have loved to have seen that just be a little bit longer, or hell, I would like to have seen, like, if we could have delayed, I would love to cut out like 15 minutes of the movie towards the end or the middle, just to like have Optimus square up against each of them for a little bit. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Just
I would love to
run the
have-
gauntlet down.
I would love to have them actually speak, then fight, where they speak in Cybertronian to each other, and the first thing he says is like, "What the fuck did you say before this?" And Optimus is like, "Oh, we're on Earth. I'm speaking their language." And he's like, "The fuck is Earth?" And then they proceed to be like, "Oh, yeah, we're here now." And he's like, "Okay, well, we're gonna leave." And then Optimus has to convince him by saying, "Oh, you can't leave." And he's like, "No, we're going. We've been strapped into these for who knows how long. No longer anyone's slave, and that includes you." And then they have like an actual reason to fight, not Optimus gives a speech and then he proceeds to try and punch him in the face. It's just having no words. There's too much you have to like draw on and assume. I don't think they communicate it.
No, they didn't.
Shame on you for wanting things to make sense. What movie are you watching here? I don't know.
He
Well,
wasn't
I was-
watching the last night where Bumblebee fights Nazis.
You're right, I wasn't. I forgot about that because I've never seen that film ever in my life. I missed it in
you are
theaters
in
and then
for
I've never watched it. I don't know
you
how
are
this
in
story
for a
ends.
bad treat.
Remember Necron? Because this movie doesn't.
Oh man. I'm gonna let you watch it, and then you can be like, why did I bother?
I know, well, if that's how bad it is, then at least I know why it's the last one. It's the last night. Emphasis on last.
Yeah, they were expecting to do more, but it's bad. Like I originally
Also-
liked it, but that's because I had Transformers glaze. You know, just everyone just taking their Transformers shots all over my face, neck, and chest. But you know, I after subsequent watches, it's just like there's certain things about it that are kind of funny. The rest of it's just miserable.
It's one of those things where until you know there's something better out there, you don't realize how bad what you're watching really is.
Oh yeah.
Like
You aren't aware
So-
of where it is because you realize the bar can be so much higher. You're only used to one thing. It's all you know.
Yeah.
So because I don't want us to have a runtime as long as the movie this time around,
No.
I'm gonna make
Oh,
sure
no.
that we go ahead and cut this from here. So, gentlemen, I had a good time this evening.
Yeah.
I did not have a good time watching the movie, but I am looking forward to experiencing the next one with you guys.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, everyone, it's been great. Till all are one.
Good night. You want me to stop recording? How's this work?
Hey everyone, Kensuketi here. Just wanted to give you a quick update. We originally did record part 5 of the live-action Transformers series for Transformers The Last Night. However, this was an error on my part, so I guess I could say I'm sorry. I'm kinda not, because the audio is trashed. I only saved like 6 seconds, and yeah, honestly, it's a lot better that way, considering the movie is just utter trash. That's the best way that I could say that. You're better off watching paint dry, listening to the wind, you know, paying attention to ants as they walk along the ground. Like, I could actually just breathe into the mic and go, woo, over and over. And that would be infinitely more entertaining than that movie was. So, yeah, there won't be a Transformers The Last Night review. You get what you get with this one. But we will be back next season where we start the other Transformers movies. So, enjoy while you can, because there's only 2 episodes left of this season. And then we'll be on to something better. Ta-ta!